Seattle wins their second Super Bowl. The NHL is back at the Olympics. The Jays go to Florida for spring training. Formula One tests in Bahrain. And Champions League is going into the knockout round. What a time to be a sports fan. Hello and welcome back to The House That Happens, sponsored by Shoey's Bar and Grill, the only place to be in suburban Etobicoke, voted 4 times the best dive bar in all the GTA. It's #1 in our hearts. It's the Phoenix rising from the ashes. Please give us a like, please comment, and please subscribe. It really helps us out. And happy Valentine's Day. Hi, I'm Andrew Milani.
Hi, my name is Cruz. I was just holding on because I thought I do want to start the show with a terrible sneeze. But yes, we have to have a shout out to Valentine's Day. Isn't it just like, I guess it'll happen on a Saturday just like everything else happens on a Saturday, correct?
Well,
feels
like that lately.
Your birthday's on a Saturday sometimes and it's on a Tuesday. So we got a Valentine's Day on a Saturday. I hope everybody finds their love and has a beautiful thing. You're petting my Valentine right now.
Aw.
You know what I mean?
Happy Valentine's Day, Stanley.
There's my Valentine's Day right there. Should I give you my interpretation of what Valentine's is? Yes or no?
Sure. I don't know. It might go right through his ears, but...
Okay, so Stanley, I love you. Anyways, I was just saying before the show went on, I hope everybody has a fantastic Valentine's Day. Remember, love is always greater than hate, so to speak. And with that being said, I believe that Valentine's Day is probably one of the most overrated days of the year, due to the fact that you have to have a day for us dumbass guys to remember to say, hey, girls, I like you. You know, I really like you. Because, you know, as I was saying, like, I got a T-shirt here. I was just that my loving wife got for me. I hope Pedro finds out. I won't talk about the T-shirt. But in any event, something came up, and my wife got it immediately without even thinking about it because she was thinking about me. Would I do something that fast in return? I hope so. But... as men, we do dumbass things. So on today, you go out and you spend twice as much money for flowers, 3 times as much money for chocolates, and hope you made a reservation about 2 weeks ago. You got nowhere to go for dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, you're sleeping in the doghouse.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I just hope it's a fun day. I think it's more for marketing than anything else. But listen, when you got somebody close and you really love them, tell them every day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day, and we'll get right to our shout-outs. Unfortunately, a not-so-nice shout-out first, the mass shooting in BC. Just can't even imagine what's going on through the minds of the families of the victims. We just hope that justice is served here on The House That Happens.
We always think that way because we try to look at it in a vein where we can say we don't understand why these things happen. We really don't. There's no explanation for it. But for every family and every person affected by this, I was blown away when I heard it, and I just said, what's going on in our world? But it's about circumstances that we can't control. Remember that. You know what I mean? Everyone says, well, what can we do to prevent this? And all the visuals in the world is not going to be able to change mental health problems.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? God bless everyone.
Big shout out to Bad Bunny for the most watched halftime show in history. An incredible show. I was a big fan of it, Cruz. I don't know. I don't think I asked you about it on our meeting.
Okay, because I want to put it to you this way. I looked at it strictly from a musical point of view. Okay? Didn't move me, bro.
Didn't?
No.
I thought it was awesome.
I thought the production was great. Let's put everything about it. The production was great. The ending was outstanding. You know what I mean? I even went back and I watched it again with nobody around and turned up the volume because, you know, you're out with everybody and they kind of hear it and you don't. I said, no, let's go back.
Me and Radica rewatched it last night again, too.
Okay, and I watched it again, and it didn't move me. Like, you know what it is? It's just that's not my jam.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? That's all it is. I'm not going to say...
You like this pizza, this was this pizza.
Exactly. Let's get that. But I mean, the production values and everything that was going on, I thought
the cinematography was
beautiful. It was very well put together. I mean, like, I'm not going to say anything bad about that. I'm just saying personally, as someone who's a music junkie, as I had to turn off music as you came in, as you know that, that just didn't move me. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm glad everybody enjoyed it, and I'm glad that a lot of negativity didn't come out of it. I'm glad that Bad Bunny entertained a lot of people. A lot of people were very happy with it. That's all that mattered.
It was a big hit at the Super Bowl party I was at.
Good.
I thought it was so cool. Like, there was the telephone poles, like a lot to do with like Latin American culture too. Like, you know, people playing dominoes. There's boxing in there.
Oh yeah, no, and sitting at the table, the barbecues. I loved all. I'm saying that the production values and what they were presenting, all of that part I got. It was
the music. I got you.
It was the music part that I was going, oh, okay.
The busting through the house thing was cool.
Oh yeah, no. Like
there's
I said,
by the house, he had like all like these Latin American stars like Cardi B, Jessica Alba, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
I thought the guy at the end was Alejandro Kirk. That fooled a lot of us at the party I was at. We're like, is that Kirk?
Yeah,
no,
it
wasn't.
Guy, no. Nah, but he did look like him, though, didn't
he? He looked a lot like him.
Yeah, but no. Anyways, I'm just.
And then a shout out to the Americas, including Canada, at the end.
Yes, of course. That was really cool. And you know what? The remember, and we're always saying this. Anytime that something promotes that much positivity, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Regardless of what moves my needle or not, I understood what was going on. The production was great. Like I said, all the parts of the culture, the moving around and how they portrayed it to the end with the great message at the end. I got it. It's just that I wish it was like Miles Davis soundtrack. You know what I mean? But shout out to Bad Bunny for a good show.
And an anti-shout out to Kid Rock for what was apparently a really bad one. I don't know if you heard anything about this.
Well, I'm not going to say it. I did see parts of it, and that's full disclosure. You can't stand the guy. No, it was cool.
Well, he's a loser. He used to fly. Didn't he used to fly Confederate flag at his shows?
I don't know.
He did.
I don't know. I can't remember.
He's from Michigan too, so that's.
I'm not going to go though if he had a Confederate flag out or he did something for Sweet Home Alabama, whatever the case may be. Kid Rock had no chance with his show whatsoever because first of all, I thought he shouldn't have done it, but the actual performance and if you're into that kind of a groove. Like the band and all that stuff, he was rocking, but it was irrelevant.
Oh, he was lip syncing.
No, it was.
No, he got caught lip syncing.
I don't know. I'm just saying this much. I don't think it needed to be done just because you're saying.
No, it was a political move.
Yeah,
and they found their face too. I don't know if you heard about the controversy with it. They claimed it had like 5 million views, but like once the stream ended on YouTube, it shows the view count. It was like really 5,000. And then the chat was completely empty, so people were like, okay, this isn't actually 5 million people in here.
No, I don't know. I thought it was a lot of cheap publicity on Kid Rock's part. It didn't necessarily go his way. And
it was the Republican DEI hire.
Well, I don't know. I'm not even going to go there because we're not a political show because, actually I have nothing against Kid Rock. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I just thought like, why do you got to do this? Because you guys are saying that like Bad Bunny is that you're being that anti-American. That's the crazy part about it. That's why we have a mess in the world today. I think he should have just stayed home and did his thing. As for his performance and the songs and stuff, the guy always brings it. That's just another thing. I didn't really pay attention to it. I just seen the opening and said, okay, that's enough. That's a Kid Rock thing. I thought it was more important that we celebrated the fact that Bad Bunny was doing the positivity thing. That was good enough for me.
Oh, for sure.
A
shout out to the Oshawa Generals for their infamous memo they put out this week.
I got that in my notes too. This is one of them. Well, go ahead.
Basically, they told their fans that
you
smell, cover up your coughs and sneezes. Basically, like treating them like kindergartners.
God. This is like 1952 or something. I don't even know. And you know what? It's a big dig at Oshawa. And you know what I mean? And I don't want to point it out this way where it says, oh, Oshawa is a gritty town. It's a blue-collar town. I don't give a shit what it is. Oshawa's a good city. Great hockey town. And then you're going to insult the fans?
Well, I mean, if there's people that stink there, come on, Cruz. You can't.
I wouldn't be happy with it either, but I mean, must be a better way to do it.
Like what?
They've tried to walk it back. Too late.
Yeah, no. Like
you said, can you take a shower before you come out to the game? We'll leave a little mouthwash.
No, if I was Oshawa, I would double down on it. Like, buddy, you stink. We can't have this in our house. No, come on. You have other people to take care of. There's families there. Like the OHL.
I would get up and move because I can't stand when I'm out there. Because I can't. The only time if I go out anywhere, I'm a get fresh guy. I just figure you got to be fresh when you're in general public. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I might not comb my hair, but I'm going to be fresh as I can possibly be. So I thought it was a little bit outlandish.
Maybe some deodorant?
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt. That wouldn't hurt, But in any event, when you cut to the chase on it, it's kind of a little bit of a, what do you put it, a stain on the city. No pun intended.
Yeah. I mean, but if something needs to be done, I don't believe in, pussyfooting around it.
I'm glad I didn't have to witness it.
Thank you.
That's my take on it. Good luck, Oshawa.
Yeah.
And turn up the water.
Yeah. This reminds me of there's a video game, Super Smash Brothers. It's a Nintendo fighting game, all Mario and Pikachu and all those characters fighting each other. So it's very big in the competitive scene, right?
Yeah.
it got so bad with that competitive scene that they had to bring deodorant to have on hand.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because that means hands and arms and shit is moving a lot, right?
No, just people come in stinking.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's even worse. Even worse, you know?
Remember the shower
people
kids.
get in their own little world, like they're playing video games for 18 hours without a shower, and you're eating chips and drinking pop that whole time. Like, come on. Do something. Whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. I think we should shout out to our tennis girl, Victoria
Mboko.
Yes.
She's in the Qatar Open finals this morning versus Muchova.
Yes.
She beat Andreeva and Rybakina in the round of 16 in the quarters to get there. So.
Yes, we're good. You know what, and we're going to be a while this year because, you know, it'll be the French Open, and that's not her surface. So you
never know.
I'm hoping she's going to do better, but I mean.
I thought she did better in the French than she did in Wimbledon in the U.S. last year.
No, I think it's the other. We'll have to wait and see.
I thought so. I thought I looked at her results last night.
Well, the reason I'm keep bringing it up is because I'm going, she's the real deal. That's what
we
we were hoping last year after winning the thing. Is she a flash in the pan? You know what
she's
it is?
Got the power. She's got the speed.
Oh, she looked great. I seen all the highlights. I said, you know, there's a channel I can find on the box. I could have found where she's playing, but I don't know which one it is. Sport, whatever. There's 300 of them. But the bottom line is big shout out to her for moving Canadian tennis forward, because I'm always the one that's saying, can we get up? And she'll be the 7th Canadian that will be now ranked in the top 10 as of Monday when the new WTA rankings come out. So shout out to our girl. Big fans here at the House That Happens.
Boys, take notes.
Yes, please do. Yes.
Keeping it with CanCon, Marie-Philippe Poulin and Laura Stacey, a married couple playing together on the Olympic hockey team. That's pretty cool. We should shout that out.
What's that?
Marie-Philippe Poulin and Laura Stacey. Now they're the first married couple on the Olympic hockey team.
Shout out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
God bless
And Poulin's going to be back for the quarterfinal today. Thank God.
Yes, that's good. And even though probably if this wasn't the quarterfinal, she might not be playing. So I don't know if she's going at 100%, but all the best to her, and I know where her heart is, and let's get going, especially after that terrible loss to the Americans, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
We'll get to that later. Keeping it with gay hockey stuff, shout out Heated Rivalry. I'm almost through that show. I got 2 episodes left to go. It's actually very good.
Okay.
I would highly recommend. I'm planning on doing a little video about it, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because there's some things, like as a hockey fan, like I had some nitpicks.
Okay.
And like so there's some other things I noticed. Reading about the background, I can get that's very much inspired by I don't know if you remember, they did the HBO series when the Penguins and Capitals played in the Winter Classic against each other.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, it's very influenced by that, and because that HBO one, I remember when that came out, and like they did 3 of them. They did Flyers Rangers the next year, and they did one Leafs Red Wings, but the first one, the Penguins Capitals one, that was the best one.
Okay.
Also, I think because like they didn't have people be like, oh, you can't say this, you can't say this. Like it had like some funny like little moments in there, but anyways.
I don't, you know what? I'm not, first of all, full disclosure, I don't watch shows. Okay, so I rarely watch shows. I might give it a look.
6 episodes.
Okay, whatever the case may be.
A little heavy-handed on the gay sex in the first 2 episodes.
Okay, well that's just I heard that's
you don't
part
see
of the
anything.
Draw.
But,
oh, of course not. But I mean, you don't need that anyway. Your brain is the biggest sex organ in your body. Just don't forget that, people. But in any event, the attention it's drawn to the hockey world is absolutely caught me off guard. Like a lot of people talk about it in a very positive way once again. However, I just don't. I wouldn't want to be the premise of like, I'm not going to say any names or how we got there, and people are saying this and that. I don't know if I would want to be my name is part of an innuendo. You know what I mean? If it's a completely fictitious story, that's okay.
Well, it is. I mean, it's
if you
very much inspired by Crosby and Ovechkin.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it takes a lot of liberties. Where it's like there's other athletes involved. Like I think the author was saying like she based one of the characters like a little bit of Crosby, a little bit of Paul Kariya, a little bit of Gretzky. And then, like, the Russian guy is, like, a little bit of Ovi, a little bit of Kovalchuk, a little bit of Yager, a little bit of Solani.
That's taking a lot of liberties, but okay. If the story's flying and like, I've only heard good things about it.
Yeah.
So, didn't they send something to the Olympics, too?
They both were torchbearers.
Oh, yeah, torchbearers. That's what it was. So
and Crosby's even acknowledged that one of the characters is very much like him.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
That's okay. Like I said, positive thing. And like you say, to override some of the overbearing stereotypes we have in the world today that we still haven't knocked down. This is a way of getting it there, then I'm cool with that.
Oh, the sports world, especially I know the hockey world is very homophobic.
You got it. Yeah. You got it.
That's it for me.
I wanted to, you'll probably like this shout out. Oh, speaking of hockey and that, we should give a shout out to that ridiculous panel that's on TV for doing the playoffs. It's not ridiculous, but can they have any more people on the panel besides Dusty, Freeman?
Oh, it's like the All-Stars.
Yeah, whatever there. And it's combined Sportsnet TSN combination. And quite interesting how they're handling each other. They're doing after you, sir. But don't you think it's a little overblown? 5 people?
No.
Not for the time. It's not like football. You got a whole half. Where you can
TSN has had 5-man panels before.
Maybe at the playoffs or maybe at the.
Well, it's the Olympics.
I know, but I'm saying, you know what it is? It's an element of time. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I think the panel should be a little bit shorter because then you get a little bit rushed in what you're saying. And if you're trying to get your point across, I want you to have enough time to do it. But I'm just saying it's kind of interesting, us as Canadians, and I'm very pro anytime we're doing a hockey, to see a panel that big and they're dancing around as cool as they are, give them credit for what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
All those great things. And the other one I got one more shout out, and I think, this shout out is not really a shout out. It gets back to one of the things we were talking about. Did you hear about the Gary Player situation at the Masters?
No.
Anyways, he's one of the ceremonial guys, and he's like,
great golfing name, by the way.
Okay. Anyway, you've heard about the scams, like when he's up there at the ceremonial things, and his like grandkids are trying to sell golf balls with him signing at the beginning of the stuff. Anyways, they're down at they're down at Augusta doing some. I don't know. They were peddling, and now Gary Player, who is a Masters champion, wanted to bring the grandchildren down and just do a round at Augusta, and Augusta kind of said, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, something like that. Come on, because it is kind of egregious. This is a tournament. We're already honoring you, Gary Player, as one of the top guys of all time. You're at the ceremonial thing. Some people say you shouldn't be allowed on the golf course for making such a crass commercial exploitation of something as genuine as the Masters.
Sure.
And to have his sons and grandchildren involved in this is kind of...
Yeah, I don't love that.
Is that called cringe?
So, yeah.
Okay, that's cringe. Well, anyways, that's... Gary, let's remember you as the golfer. Because pretty soon they're going to say nobody's going to remember the guy because he's pushing 90. All we're going to remember him is the guy they had to boot out of the Masters because
you don't want that.
Was being... Yeah.
Yeah,
I want you to go out on your accolades.
Yeah, you don't want to be remembered for that.
Exactly. Yeah. So be careful out there, and I'm sure you'll hear more about it as the Masters are coming up. But my final shout out goes out to my oldest son, who wore his Patriots love on his sleeve. He was dying every play. I have to say this. His younger brother would have been very proud of him because we've always questioned his football acumen over the years, but it's certainly, not his acumen, but
his allegiance.
Yeah, we're not doubting his depth and breadth and love of football. We're just sometimes because once upon a time he was a cam guy too, but that's another story. And to make a long story short, him and his buddies, they were hardcore. They had 3 layers of Pat's gear on. They didn't shy away from who they were with, and I thought it was kind of cool. And I wore my Gronkowski shirt, which I'm giving to my granddaughter so she can wear around like a long t-shirts, those
dress,
whatever they want to wear. So, anyway, Zach, cool that you we love your flag planted as a New England Patriots fan. Too bad it didn't go your way. Too bad for you too.
Yeah, too bad, and that'll take us right to the Super Bowl. The Seahawks won that one 29-13. Walker was the MVP with 135 rushing yards, 2 receptions, 26 yards, no touchdowns. Although I would still say he was the much deserved MVP. He would have been my vote too.
Oh, there was no doubt about it because the way that the game unfolded was quite interesting, to tell you the truth, because everyone's saying like it was a garbage Super Bowl. And what makes up a garbage Super Bowl? I don't know.
No touchdowns, apparently.
Okay, that's what it always boils down to. Is a defensive game, and I see it.
Oh, and also one of the teams was the Pats were being shut out until the fourth quarter. We didn't see a touchdown until the fourth quarter.
8 3-and-outs.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's.
So much for my Pats over 6.5 plays for the first drive.
Okay, there you go. But in any event, there's certain things there's like we talk about all season long, certain formulas that could win you a Super Bowl. For example, top 5 D with a competent offense, first round bye. Put it all in a pot, bang.
First round bye that can work against you though. Sometimes
yes, but I mean, sometimes they say the formula of, and those metrics that Seattle had. So they were in there. Number 2 is let's cut to the chase here. They did play a tougher schedule. They were in the toughest division in football, and their defense was outstanding all year long. Except the funny thing is, if you took away their Rams numbers, the 3 games they played the Rams, if you took out those 3 numbers, their defense would have been absolutely historic.
Oh, wow.
That's the numbers, but that's how much they average, what was it, 14 points a game against everybody else in the league, and the Rams was 28 points. Their turnover ratio was plus against everybody else. It was minus against the Rams. It was just a weird dichotomy of how that number comes out.
Well, that sounds like they're division rivals.
Oh, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying is that people forget this, and I think it was Dan Patrick that said it both. People that were saying, well, we didn't have enough stars. We didn't have enough fluff. We didn't have enough this for the game. Well,
I don't know if there was enough stars. I disagree with that.
This is my point. This is what I'm getting here. These 2 teams got to the Super Bowl, so let's cut to the chase on it. If you get to the Super Bowl, it is not a garbage game. You're an AFC championship and you're an NFC championship. And someone says, hey, well, if you lose, how does it feel to lose like you're in a Super Bowl? You're going to go home or one and done. Or they brought up this notion, is New England really losers because they lost 6 Super Bowls? Dan Patrick laid it out so perfectly, and he goes, no, wait a second. Have we forgot to tell you how many times football players say how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl? Now, not only how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl, then you win it? Wow. So he says, I'm going to put this analogy this way. What if you went out with 10 supermodels, but struck out with 4? You could still say that, hey, I was out with 4 supermodels. Sure. How many supermodels were you out with?
Yeah.
So before you begin, and I thought that was a great analogy, before you call New England Patriots losers, they got to the top, right to the mountain, and they may be back soon. You know what I'm getting at?
2 years. Give it 2 years. But, people are always going to look to kick whoever, and no one likes the Patriots. Come on.
That's true. But I'm saying,
like last year with the Chiefs, people couldn't wait to fucking kick him off the cliff. It's kind of the same with the Patriots. Not maybe to the same extent, because the Patriots are still these Patriots are kind of fresh on the scene, but still
okay,
it's
so
the
here's what's going to happen
right?
now. And this is how hypocritical the world is, okay? Kansas City rises up, and they're in the AFC Conference Championship next year.
Okay.
What's people
possible.
Okay, and it is possible, but okay, what's everyone going to be bitching about? God damn it, Mahomes is here again. Yeah. And then if they get there, they'll have that kind of drama to talk about. How big is the destiny? Is this considered the dynasty continue and all that other stuff? And they say, see, that's what makes it a great Super Bowl. Well, wait a second. Last time I checked, I thought that Kansas City got their asses kicked worse than New England did when you want to look it into perspective. So when you hear all the pregame stuff and what the end result was and how you compare and stuff, it's not necessarily about what the stars are. It's the quality of the product on the field. So let's talk about that for a second. Seattle had the best D.
Big shout out to the Seattle 4-man rush.
Unstoppable. Okay. Not only that, now, if you look at the game, what did Sam Darnold do? He was a game manager. Don't they say when you have a good game manager with a defense that plays like that, you can win the game? Okay.
He did his job.
That's the bottom line. Last time I checked, I think they're sizing him up for a ring. Correct? Not really sure. So.
Well, I want to mention a little bit about Darnold too. Like, I'm really happy for that guy considering like where he started, the whole disaster with the Jets.
That's my point.
Like where he got to where did he go after Carolina? He was the backup for the 49ers for a little bit. You know, he's had a crazy ride.
Yes, and
I'm glad it worked out for him.
And number 3 pick overall, and he's the first quarterback from that draft to win a Super Bowl, so he can put that in his back pocket.
And what's a very good draft class, too.
Yes, it was, except for the Josh Rosen experience.
Wow. Okay, we don't talk about him. But I mean, Josh Allen, Lamar, Baker was in that draft class, correct?
Yes. Yep. And all those guys, and he's the only one that's there. So,
sorry, Josh.
Exactly. The bottom line is, what you have to understand now is if you get a quarterback there, and they're saying now it's organizations that fail quarterbacks more than players, because the one thing about
100%.
Sam Darnold is if you take every place he stopped, there's not anybody on Carolina, San Francisco, the Jets, now Seattle that's got a bad word to say about Sam Darnold. They've all got good things to say about him, and that's a sign of a great teammate and someone that's a leader. You know what I mean? And to me, he's a franchise. What do you mean he's not a franchise quarterback? He just won a World Series. He's what, 30-something
World
and
Championship,
whatever?
yeah.
like after Minnesota, it's one of the best 2-year runs a quarterback's ever has, a starting quarterback in the history of football. Give him his props. You know what I mean? He did enough to win. Now, what's the story on Drake May? What's your take on Drake May?
Well, he was sacked 6 times, somehow got to 295 yards and 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions as well. Okay. But I mean, they couldn't get a rush game going. I think that was a big problem with it as well.
I thought they abandoned the rush a little too early, in my opinion. But
what were you supposed to do?
Okay, then
you couldn't get past the line of scrimmage.
I was saying that, but I thought that the play selection. So how much do you want to put this on Josh Daniels? I don't think
McDaniels.
McDaniels. Sorry.
Well, he also had a problem with the left side of your offensive line.
You could see it. Okay,
because like Will Campbell, left tackle, he was a big problem. He was playing hurt apparently. Left guard, I thought was being exposed a little bit too.
Okay, so what do you do? Why didn't you go for more play action? Why didn't you just throw some bombs?
Play action is not going to work if your rush game isn't working though.
I'm just saying that I thought that the ball should have gone when it started going up in the air. Then Drake May, for the first time, had a little bit of rabbit feet, which I've never seen him have before. But I knew it was because of the pass rush.
Destroyed.
I would say that too. But along the way is that you got to realize this is that when you look at along the way, Drake May's only a 23-year-old kid. We don't have to talk about comparisons anymore.
And he was just a runner-up for MVP.
Runner-up. Okay, he didn't have an MVP-type game in the Super Bowl, nor did he have an MVP-type performance during the playoffs. However, the last time I checked, he played against 4 of the top 10 defenses in the NFL, 3 in the top 5. That's a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? Now, without any wide receivers, so to speak, in an abandoned running game, I think that you should have put a little bit more on Daniels. They should have made some adjustments at halftime. It looked like they were defeated by the time they were coming out.
Aren't halftime adjustments a little bit like overstated though?
Maybe, but
because I remember the Manning brothers talked about that. They're like, everyone talks about halftime adjustments, and they're like, what adjustments?
Adjust my socks. Yeah, okay, I get it. But I mean, there might be something said, something done, or you mix the play calls up. I thought they were just, but you know what I mean. 5 plays into the second.
Sometimes it's just not your day.
What?
Sometimes it's just not your day.
I agree, but they were what we're not talking about enough here is that Darnold did his job. If you play great defense and you don't make mistakes, and it should be a pretty good game, and that was the formula. And Drake made some mistakes, but what we're missing out here is let's give the New England Patriot defense some credit here. You got to realize.
Gonzalez, I thought had a great game.
His stock went up 1,000 points. Remember this. I was watching it closely because I watched the whole game again just to see the little nuances that was going down. Darnold had some rabbit feet, but he dumped the ball to spots. He didn't get downfield all that much. You know what I'm saying? And the running game worked for him, so to speak. You know
that was his MVP.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And they had it wide open. But the New England defense was, you realize, like, what was it? 2 minutes left in the, what was it? Third quarter. The score was still only 12-0 or 9-0.
Yeah, I think it was 12-0.
Whatever the case may be, you're within 2 scores with what? 18 minutes left in the game?
I wasn't losing hope until Seattle got that first touchdown in the fourth quarter. That was when I was like, oh shit, it's over.
And then the pick six.
Yeah.
Okay, then you knew it was over then. But I thought when they came back, because then what happens is they throw that bomb in the corner. One of the first times Drake May comes up and throws it, they get a touchdown. Why didn't they try that earlier? That's my point. However, there's the caveat going, Seattle's a little looser now because they're up by this many points. They can play a little prevent defense, so to speak. And if they
put in some of the
touchdowns,
substitutes, you know.
No, I know they were all out there, but I'm saying that, like, when you got that touchdown, you can always say, well, why didn't they do it sooner? There was a couple of shots that they didn't get. But I thought that Josh McDaniels, being the offensive coordinator guru type guy that he is, I thought he could have changed it up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You know, the play in the second half, because I'm sitting there with Dr. Buddy said, we're calling the plays. Don't call that now. Don't call that now. And then they were calling it. So we're all looking at each other. Hey, we're sitting here having beers and wings, and we're going, what's going on here in New England? So it was kind of weird that way. So
well, it's a little easier when you're sitting on your couch.
No, and I agree, but I'm still saying that that always says the thing to me. If I'm watching a game and I'm starting saying, don't do that because I'm seeing that, ooh, that's happening. If I'm seeing it, that's what that kind of, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why a lot of coordinators, I think, like to sit up in the box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, to see what was going on. So I'm just saying, I think that New England, what happened was, I don't like the fact that Cam Newton called them fool's gold. And let's not talk.
Well, I mean,
about,
that's just Cam being Cam, and he's
Exactly.
probably also a little salty because he got cut by the Patriots.
There you go. So add all that up.
Even though he was a good Patriot, I thought I liked him when he played for us.
Yeah. In any event, what you got to understand is that what I was just saying previously, you made it to the Super Bowl regardless of whatever people think or however people are going to judge you. The fact is, we know what the matrix is. We know what the schedule is. We know how everybody else is. You did what you were supposed to. You got to the Super Bowl. Now, was there a few circumstances along the way that might have benefited you? Yes. Did they get exposed in the Super Bowl? Yes. Does that not mean you're still not the AFC champions that should be respected next year as a possibility of coming right back? Yes.
Well, I'm going to say, too, Buffalo had a harder schedule than us, and they couldn't.
No.
Or like a slightly harder schedule, like, let me just say. But, like, they had a bunch of the, like, some of the, whatever, same easy opponents, quote-unquote, too, and they, you know,
well,
weren't able to get it
the
done.
main thing that played out in this way, and this is what the NFL is going to hang their hat on, if you are a great team playing a great schedule, you will end up being the best team winning the Super Bowl. Look at the strength of schedule for Seattle. It wasn't LA's. Like, it wasn't the Rams. I think the Rams ended up having what? It was Detroit, Rams, and I forget who else had the three.
Yeah, because the Rams had a first place schedule.
Yeah, and so did the Lions, and I think it could have been. I think it's the Ravens. And look, at two of those three teams didn't make the playoffs. When you look at it that way, so I just think that we should push that over the side. Next year we won't say it so much. You win the games that are in front of you. You know what I mean? And that's why when people say to me now, or we hear it on other shows, who is going to be who next year? Who's going to be the Seattle of next year? And all this stuff. We
Too
don't
early
know
to
until
tell.
we play. Come on.
Like, let's at least have free agency in the draft first before we start speculating.
Exactly. So if you were looking at it, this is the second highest odds for a team to win the like a preseason.
Right.
Preseason odds to win the Super Bowl. This is the second highest since 1999 with the greatest show on turf. The first year that the St. Louis,
Kurt Warner,
the Kurt Warner year. This is the and that you know what that was 120 to 1. That'll never happen again. 120 to 1 team before. That's your odds to win the Super Bowl before the season.
Well, never say never.
No, Seattle's was 60 to 1 though. You know, and they won the Super Bowl. So anyone's saying, do you know a 60-1 team that's going to be rated right now out of Vegas? Because Vegas has already got a line out for every team for next year.
I mean, it's not going to happen next year. It's going to happen when we least expect it, though, right?
I don't know, because I'm going to say, like, there's certain circumstances. We won't take long to say this, but is there circumstances that could happen next year where a team could jump in and suddenly be in this picture? For sure. It happens every year.
But Seattle was already starting to show last year that they were kind of whatever. They went from whatever Pete Carroll was there at the end of that era. And last year they were starting to build it up. Then they're starting to show like, hey, we're a competent team. They were missing the quarterback, which was a big part of it. But, you know, there was the pieces there.
Okay, I'm going to take it one step further. This John Schneider guy is one of the best executives in football. Because wasn't he around for Holmgren? Isn't that when he came?
I'm not sure.
I think he was on the Holmgren, but look, he brought in the Legion of Doom. He's only missed the playoffs a couple years, and now he's got a ring. So the guy's actually got what is it? Is it 12 years or 10 years since they played?
Since they won the last Super Bowl before? Yeah, 10 years.
Okay, 10 years, and I think they were in it 4 years before that. And I think Schneider might have been involved all times.
I think it's been like 10, 10, and 10 basically.
Okay,
because they lost to the Steelers, and like 10 years later they had those back to back, and then they're back now.
Which that should have been the greatest team of all time, one of the greatest teams of all time. But we haven't got time.
Well,
to
Belichick
discuss
playing
that at the
mind
time.
games.
But the bottom line is, this Schneider guy should be there, because when you got to look at the pieces that got you there, they got rid of Russell Wilson. They said, Russell Wilson, you got to go. Somebody wanted him. They got 3 first-round draft picks. All 3 of those guys are on the defense that's just winning. Yeah. Now, don't call them a no-name defense, because they had Witherspoon. And let's give a huge shout-out to DeMarcus Lawrence, who left the Cowboys. And he left the Cowboys saying, because I want to go to a place where they prioritize winning. And they laughed at him because you're going to Seattle? What? And then, yes, Seattle prioritizes winning. And it's obviously in John Schneider's tenor, he can say that.
No, well, John Schneider, ever since he's been there with the Seahawks, they've been nothing but competitive. Yeah, exactly.
Competitive. And they still got some, I did not know that, but they still got some draft capital and a little bit of money. So they're not going away.
I know the Patriots, too. They have a very good cap situation for next year.
And they're due, too. But all the circumstances will change.
And before we move off the Super Bowl, no team went for it on 4th down.
Well, there was not really circumstances to do it.
I know, but that's crazy.
It is an interesting
A few of my friends were saying it for a few times for the Patriots, like, they should go for it here. I'm like, no, they shouldn't.
No, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Circumstances did not allow for it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't go for it just to go for it. There's got to be circumstance that allow you to do as such. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think Walker's going to sign back with Seattle?
I think so. Why wouldn't he?
Backing up the Brinks truck to get him?
I don't know because what has he done besides this? Did he even have a 1,000-yard season? He was in around 1,000 yards, wasn't he?
I thought so this year. He's also had injury troubles in the past.
Okay,
so.
and he doesn't do the catching. That's more of what's his name? The guy got injured, Charbonnet. Mm-hmm. He's already if you talked about it, he was 1 and Walker was 1A.
I would say opposite.
You think Walker was 1?
Yeah, Charbonnet was 1A.
Well, he was usually the third down back. A lot of times.
Walker?
For the catcher. No.
Oh, Charbonnet. Yeah.
And I think he had better numbers going into by the end of the year. Not that doesn't matter. I'm just going to say what kind of money he's going to get. He's not going to get the money that he thinks he is going to get as agents just because you won one game. Like you're Jimmy Smith of the Washington Commanders when he was there. Come on. No, he will get some money, definitely. But he will not. He's not going to get Saquon Barkley money or anything like that.
No, I'm not suggesting that.
No, and they're not saying how much the salary cap's going to go up yet. Have they, or is it 20,
I thought they did announce
20-some million or something, is it?
Yeah.
That's insane. That's a player.
It's the NFL, man.
That's a player. So, yeah.
And this was the second most watched Super Bowl of all time with 124.9 million viewers, just short of last year's, which was 127.7.
Well, it just tells you the NFL's a monolith that could do whatever they want. So that's just the irony of what we were talking about. Oh, we didn't have enough stars. Oh, what were the narratives? Oh, shouldn't you wanted this? Isn't New England ugly? Oh, what a terrible game. But they break records for people coming out to watch it.
Yeah.
So you're talking out of both sides of their face sometimes, I think. Don't you think when it's like that? But it's the NFL.
That's just noise. I just flush all that out.
There was I'll bring it up during basketball. But basketball did do a couple of little dirty things to get back at the NFL during Super Bowl week, though. That when you think about it's kind of, we'll get to it.
Yeah, you killed me on props last week, by the way. Yeah. Stephon Diggs pleads not guilty. Good luck, buddy. Going around the league, Atlanta to release Kirk Cousins. This was a little bit of a surprise.
I'm not. Because they got to make decisions there. Because they got another guy that's quarterback there. It's like a career. They got.
I'm not saying this is the wrong move. I'm just a little bit surprised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, what is it?
Because they're on the hook for some guaranteed money here, aren't they?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
it's not by keeping him this extra year. The dead cap hits a little bit lower. It's about I forget about $8 million lower the dead cap hit or something. I don't know exactly. We'd have to look it up. But they also understanding that they've got a cap jump because you can get away with it. Because remember, look at Denver dumped Russell Wilson and all that money. They said F you to the money. Now and they had those 2 years and look at they were number 1 seed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And they're not going anywhere and just think they're going to get all that money back. So it's just a matter of when you think about it. It's organizational times sometimes. It's not, you know what I mean? It's organizational, Cleveland Browns. It's organizational. It's taken Detroit Lions that long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Teams like Miami, it's organizational sometimes. Like, well, you just think about that alone. The history of what's going on with Russell Wilson, how it's affected teams. Seattle ended up getting 3 first-round picks out of it.
Yeah.
Denver dumped him and still made the playoffs by beating the dead cap money. One player had that much effect on teams, but if your organizational skills are there,
right,
so to speak, you know what I mean?
Not everyone can pull that off,
the arrogance of Sean Payton, so to speak. But
I don't know if Atlanta is going to be the team to pull that off, though. That's the thing.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see.
Dallas to franchise tag wide receiver George Pickens.
That's a good move.
Yeah. And the Patriots defensive coordinator Terrell Williams being promoted to an executive management role, leaving the DC role open.
Interesting. But, Vrabel's all over that. With whoever's
I think we'll find someone good. I'm not too worried about that.
That's 100%. There was one more thing I wanted to say about the Super Bowl. Did I not? That sounds like the thing that I've been watching too much on The Price is Right. When I get up in the morning, that's the first thing I hear the old lady watching with that thing going dunk, 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 dunk.
TPIR.
Whatever the case may be. In any event, I don't think it'll go down in history as one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time, but I think it's really, really cool that when you have a team that plays like all season, like we were saying, is it the Rams or is it the Seattle? And so we were tracking in the right direction when you look at how teams are going to play. And so
and you made fun of me when I put Seattle at the top of my power rankings.
I did too at the time. I thought the Rams were there, but in the end, it was there, and a shout out to Kevin Pick for winning the playoff pool. By the way, Pick, good job.
Shout out Kevin Pick, one of our favorites here in the house. That happens.
Yeah, and not only that, I did have a team in the pool. I had Seattle winning it all, but that's another story. And you know what? I think that all the talk and all the gibberish that we bring up talking about it, we'll come up with the little things on the sides that happen in football. The bottom line is, until you see them play it down in September, we don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Sure.
On paper, there's still a lot of good teams, and I think that my Detroit Lions are going to be there again. But look at, like, can it happen to anybody? That's 2 years in a row, 4-13.
Yeah.
To the Super Bowl.
Crazy.
Yes, it is. To another team who's organizationally sound for the last 15 years, who've got there for the third time in the last 10 years. Not too bad.
And we'll put a little cap on football. Well, not for very long. The draft is going to be a couple months away. And then before you know it, it's going to be the 2026 season. But for now, we'll move this over to the Olympics in Milan and Cortina, of course. Canada won their first medal, a bronze on Saturday. Valerie Maltese in the 3,000-meter speed skating. Canada won their second medal on Monday, another bronze in slopestyle by Megan Oldham. They won their first silver in mixed 200-meter relay short track. Kim Boutin, William Dend, Genoux, Felix Roussel, Courtney Sarou, and Stephen Dubois were the medal winners there. On Wednesday, Piper Gillies and Paul Poirier grabbed the bronze in the mixed ice dance. Thursday, Michael Kingsbury won the silver, and men's mogul loses the tiebreaker for gold. That was a heartbreaker. And Elliot Grandin won the silver, and men's snowboard cross lost the gold by 0.03 of a second.
So we've got.
And also Courtney Sarou won a medal before in the relay. She won a bronze in the 500-meter short track.
She's already Olympia with 2 medals right now, right?
Correct.
Okay. Did you mention the couple, the skating couple?
I did. Piper Gillies and Paul Poirier.
So what's the deal on our team? We got 7 gold medals. We're over in 8 days in.
Seven medals in 8 days.
Okay, so we have 22 medals last time. Or was it 26 and we had 4 gold? We're not even going to get close to that. Look at our curling boys are losing right now. We expect a couple in curling. Our curling thing has fallen down.
Well, the rest of the world is caught up to us in curling.
Okay, yes, no, maybe so. So what?
No, it's true.
Well, it's the whole Olympic thing. Last time I checked, isn't Canada a winter country?
There's a lot of winter countries in the world.
I agree too, but I'm just trying to say, like, at this point in time, I think the Olympics is becoming very disappointing. We haven't got a gold yet.
Okay.
We should be getting something along the way. So here's a little couple factors.
Guess what, though? The rest of the world is coming up for the Olympics. So
and Norway and those countries that know what they're doing forever, I got it.
America, who pumps God knows how much money into this.
Okay, so here we go. That's exactly the road I want to go down. Do you see? We see all these commercials during the Olympics now. And we see all these great Olympians that we see in the commercials, like Spooner, the triathlete, the figure skating. Why weren't we seeing that like at the beginning of January? Do they only have so much money so that they can use it at this point in time to put the commercials on so we recognize these athletes? Let's start doing this 6 months earlier. Now, I just heard that they have one of those. I don't do scratchies, but there is apparently.
You want to promote winter sports in the summer?
I want to start saying, remember, we do hockey or Stanley Cup or whatever when you're going around there. My point is this.
Well, that's because hockey's a cult in this country.
Agreed. I'm saying, I thought I saw a lot of great commercials sponsoring Olympic athletes during the Olympics. What are we even doing leading up to there? What kind of support are we giving them? I seen one scratchy that says Team Canada. This money goes to the Olympic team every time you buy this scratchy. Okay, so let's open the books, government, and say, this is what we should allot. Now, I know if you get a certain standard now, like if you were doing a running or something, and you hit a world standard, you automatically get some money. Let's research that, sure, and make sure it's true. My point is, I think that we should spend more time before the Olympics exposing our athletes to everybody, and then perhaps putting a little bit more money into it. Because all these countries that we're going against that are you say, well, they're winter countries too. Let's look at the population here.
Sure.
We're starting to double most of these countries. We're 41 million now. What's Sweden? 28. What's Finland? 22. What's Norway? 19. You know what I mean? Austria.
Yeah, well, I mean, the dirty little secret is that Canada's not really a huge sports country.
You're beating me to the punch. Jeez, I didn't want to go there, but
it's true.
It's 100%.
We're a hockey country. We're not a sports
hockey country. Yeah. You know, okay, here at the house that happens, we don't want to admit it as we fist pump. We're not Australia.
No.
We're not Sweden. Like, why don't we take more pride in putting our athletes in the world? Now, once we win something, we can't gush over them enough.
That's true.
We can't lose our minds. Like, where was Victoria Boto a year ago? Nobody knew who she was.
Well, we did.
Well, we did. But I'm saying now she should be on the front page of everything. Meanwhile, it took Shea Gilgeous-Alexander everything in his power to win everything to make sure that this guy, oh yeah, he's good, isn't he? He's Canadian too. You're right. And I don't like to say that because what it boils down to this, if you say a hockey country, then we're going to expose the city we live in too.
Oh, well, this is a hockey city.
Okay, but we're going to
good, bad, and ugly.
Exactly. I mean, we still let's not take away from the fact that we are quite a baseball town, but we're hockey first. Yeah. And I hate to admit it, but
baseball in the summer, hockey in the winter.
Oh, 365 days a year. But maybe that is the cold hard truth that we should say. And a lot of people would argue with us. You can't say that about our country.
It's true.
We're this and that. But no, I think it is that we're not.
A lot of people are very apathetic about sports in Canada.
Yes, at times, and it drives me crazy. You know what I mean? And all of those people, no disrespect, but all of those people that are like that, every one of them watched the Bad Bunny halftime show, though.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that.
Oh, it always works that way. Same when Michael Jackson was at the Super Bowl. I know people watching that.
Okay, but
because they're not sports people. We're not big enough sports country. So all I'm saying, there should be something that moves around. Like, look up the top screen there. You don't think those three dudes live, breathe, and die hockey?
Of course they do.
Okay, we should have more guys like that exposed for baseball and the Olympics and all that other stuff. Like, we have enough money here. We're big enough money. We generate enough economy and commerce that we should have some kind of way that say, let's put more into it so we'll be better on the world stage. That's all. Because it's very disappointing. But
the last 3-4 Olympics, we've been very successful at the Winter Games. So is this like a blip? I don't know.
It's when you put the money in. Let's go back to Vancouver.
But Torino, Vancouver, Sochi, Pyeongchang, Beijing, Canada was very successful at those 5 Olympics in the row. These ones aren't even done yet, so I'm not going to panic yet.
We got 7 medals.
Well, it's not over yet.
We got less than a week to go.
It's not over yet. The big ones are still left to go.
Okay, I'm going to say that we got it. We should be jumping up and down a little bit more about that. It's just disappointing. I thought we don't even have a Ross Bugliati guy got caught smoking weed when he won the moguls or something like that. You know what I mean? Now the guy that banged his head. You don't remember that?
No.
He won the downhill or the moguls. When
what year was this?
I forget. It could have been Nagano. It could have been one of those.
You know how old that was for Nagano 98?
I don't know, but remember he
won. 5.
He was our first gold medal in the Winter Olympics. And then when they went to test him, there was a hint of weed.
Oh my
in
God.
his test, and he's from freaking Whistler.
Yeah, figures.
Come on, let's do the math. He said he was in a room. They were thinking about taking it back, but about that time they were starting to get reasonable. Like, no, marijuana is not a
performance enhancer.
It might be cool to smoke one as you're going down that hill before you do it. I think that'd be a guy. I'd love to be that. Wouldn't you love to do a fatty and then be those guys up doing the half to pipe?
No, that sounds scary as hell.
Oh, I'd be burning a fatty.
Well, with your elevated heart rate, smoking a joint, and then you're
then I'm gonna go on that thing. I think that would be just off the charts. Nah, just think about it. Because you don't get as stoned anyway when you're cold.
You're a bit of a walking contradiction. You're talking about doing this, but like at the other hand, you're like, I hate snow.
I do. I don't want it nothing to do with winter. That's why it's bugging me. But if I had the option of doing something, I want to have some sweet and sour sage. Just, you know what I mean? At about a 40% potency. Now, because you know what? I hate this. Even now when I walk my dog, I smoke a fatty. By the time I get down the road, I'm not very stoned anymore because it's 20 below. I'm trying to stay warm.
Okay, we'll continue weed talk next week.
In any event, like I was saying, the impetus is that somehow, some way, anybody that loves sports in Canada, let's start yelling louder at somebody so we'll support our Olympians better, because when we did do it in Vancouver, everybody gets behind it because your country's a host and you want it to look good. If you don't think that's for sure, look at Italy. Italy's at the top of the board.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
No,
so
I
it's
understand.
A good thing. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing, because if you decide that you want to have the Olympics in your country that year, you better do everything to expose your country as the. I think Italy's more of a sports country than Canada.
Yeah.
Look at the soccer alone.
I mean, soccer and volleyball is very big in Europe. We've talked about that.
Look at people playing tennis.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. You know what I'm seeing? And all the things you guys are doing, and half your country's south. You're not as much as a winter country as Canada.
But the North is very...
Is very much Canada.
We'll talk about that when we get to hockey as well.
Yes.
And let's get right to women's hockey. So Canada beat Switzerland 4...
We're going to do all the hockey, or do you want to talk about anything about the Olympics? The rest
Oh, I guess we could talk about other stuff first if you want to. So,
because then we'll save the hockey stuff to the end. Now, what have you observed in this? What's really got your attention in this Olympics so far?
I mean, just like what is sport wise or
okay. The thing that I've loved the most is this Milani kid, not Milani or Milani kid.
Okay,
the figure skater with the blonde hair with his first name. I don't know. This is why Americans do it so good. This guy's been hyped as the greatest figure skater of all time. Okay, he's on.
I felt bad. Is this the one
you
yesterday?
You felt bad for him?
A little bit. You're on the world stage and you choke, man.
Too bad.
So
sad.
I think it's
okay.
Sad.
So listen, this is why I'm. Okay,
you're embarrassed.
Natalie Spooner, there she is. See, why didn't we see this at Christmas?
I mean, she does other commercials now since she's
yes,
PWHL,
but I think it should have been more. Should have been more before that with a Canada shirt on. But that's not my point. Okay, you know how I knew about this kid? He hasn't lost since 2023. First time I seen this kid was on ages ago on. The wife watches, what's that show in the morning? CBS Sunday morning show or whatever?
Oh, yeah?
Whatever. She watches it religiously. I seen him on there. I get up one morning. She's watching either Kelly and Mark or those shows for babies and moms. And
talk about goalie fights?
Talk about goalie fights. Yes, I asked Gail about it. She said, yeah, I was on one of those shows. I said, drives me crazy. Anyways, I seen him on there. He's very confident. He did his own soundtrack for his music. He's above everybody. He's on his way to making $1 zillion. And he get out there and choke. Am I supposed to feel bad for the guy? I'm going to win. I'm going to do this. Now, I don't think he was completely cocky, but he was well on his way to being like, I'm the man. Shit happens.
I don't know. For you to it's a little humiliating. I feel bad.
I didn't.
I don't know. On the world stage to go out there and have a performance like that, I feel for the guy a little bit.
I didn't feel one bit. And you know what was really what happened to me for a minute, though? My mother, who absolutely, bless her soul, watched Olympics strictly for the figure skating. And I'd giggle when guys would fall. She reached right up from her grave and slapped me and said, don't you say a word. When he wiped out my mom.
I like your mom.
I felt my mom. When he wiped out and I went, whoa, I got to tell my brothers and sisters, I felt my mom. You don't say a word. Shut up. She called me John Alexander, by the way. I heard John Alexander, and I didn't move. I go, Mom, hey, Ma, he fell down. It wasn't my fault, honestly. But, I mean, all that hype, that's what the Americans do in some other countries, and you get that. And he didn't even medal.
Yeah, it finished 6th or something?
8th.
Oh.
Okay, so here's a great thing about that. Our guy, how do you say his name? Oh, I'm going to blow
Either way.
Gogolev, I think his name is. He's 19. He came in 5th. He did a great run.
Good for him.
2030. So we should start talking about him now. So in 2030, we'll know who to get there, because the guy that won from Kazakhstan that won it all, he was like the Canadian kid was 4 years ago. And out of nowhere,
you know you should do, Cruz, you bring up that we don't bring up these guys. You got to lead the charge.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I will.
You got to lead the charge.
I'm going to mark that down right now. Cruz, yes, I'm going to do it. So you know what I'm going to do every show? I want to bring up an athlete. Hey, remember this guy's name? You know, I'm going to start doing it. You're right. It's my responsibility. I've got a mic here. I should be doing that. You're right. I agree. And I'm going to tell that
be the change you want to be.
Thank you very much. I'm going to do that, because that's what I've been noticing about the Olympics. You know what I mean? You hear little stories about which are really cool. Like this couple that won the medal. I forgot this is their 3rd Olympics.
Yeah.
They're done. Okay,
going to 3 Olympics is very impressive.
Oh, that's off the charts, and they got a medal to go with it. Hey, I'm like that. What about the Italian lady that's skating at 42 years old? Is it?
Yeah.
Is this her 5th Olympics?
That's crazy.
Oh, that's a little bit more about that than brawling at the Piston game.
We'll unfortunately get to that later.
We will, but you know what I'm saying? We should have more of that. Not that we got to have the good time news.
Yeah.
But one of the beauties of the Olympics is that we can see okay, I was saying to Gail, loving wife, the other morning when they were talking about the girls that were skating and how powerful they were, and look what they're going to do to train, and then they're just crying with emotion when they get there. And I said, you know what, dear? Because when we were coming in from the club at 3 a.m, 16 beers and 4 spliffs later, that person was getting out of bed that time.
Yeah, they're training.
To start training. So don't ever forget that. And if there's some way, which I'm going to lead the charge to do that, we can put an extra nickel in her hat to help her training, to make me more proud of my country having great athletes, I would do that in a minute.
Yeah, because these people have to like scrap for funding. Like my dad will criticize some of these athletes for like doing endorsements for like Kraft Dinner, like some junk food. But I'm like, these guys need all the money they can get.
Oh, Mr. Milani,
Yeah.
help us out there. You know what I mean? Like maybe I should do something. You know what I'm going to do before the next Summer Olympics? Maybe I'll say let's do some concerts. I'm going to find an athlete in Etobicoke or Mississauga, and we're just
Oh wow,
do shows. Yeah, let's look around.
This is getting ambitious. I like it.
Yeah, I got time on my hands. I'm going to find an athlete and just say, okay, this is what I want to do. Okay, that's my objective for 2026.
With figure skating and ice dance, my thing about it is I appreciate it more as an art than a sport. Is that fair? Or am I being a dick?
Yes, no, you are. That's why I'm not.
Because the judging angle, it's like there's always a problem with the French judge or something. And
okay.
Like,
I agree. So, but this is what I'm saying about it. When I didn't feel bad for this guy. This guy was so over the top. Did you hear he narrated his own music?
like what do you mean? He composed it himself, or
he put the music, and then he would say, "When you get to this point in your career, you reach for the magic moments, becoming one with yourself." And the music kept going, and the crescendo came, and now is the time for me to show you that I'm going to be the greatest of all time. Oh, whoops, he fell down. I thought it was cartoonish for a bit there, but I did feel I felt about 2% bad for him.
2% bad. Okay, I guess we'll take that as a win.
He's 23, he can be back in 4 years.
Oh, he will be. He'll be back in 2030.
Okay.
We mentioned athletes being back at the Olympics for their fifth time. That included Lindsey Vonn, who went downhill on a torn ACL, a titanium knee. It's funny because me and my mom were watching this, and I'm just like, before she started running, I'm like, why is she even here?
Because you have to. That's a personal thing.
No, you don't.
Thing. No, but that's.
You think her doctors were telling her to go out there?
No.
Thank you. And then I got PTI. They're like, "Oh, what a heroic run!" I'm like, "Is that what we're calling stupidity these days?"
I was having a little bit of problem with the boys. My two boys saying, "Well, I go, what was heroic about it?" I would have just said
nothing.
No, it was her. It was her own private Idaho. It was her own private Idaho.
Yeah.
If she wished to do that, like, okay, so I'm supposed to feel more sorry for her blowing her knee out, or for the guy wiping out on the figure skating?
Well,
who would you feel more sorry for?
The figure skating guy.
I would assume most. Would you?
Yeah,
because because
Lindsey Vonn, like, guaranteed people were telling her, like, don't do this, do this.
Yes. Oh no, more.
You've
than
been to 4 Olympics already. You've had a great career.
Wilbon said before the race that he thought she shouldn't do it. He did say that, but he said, yeah, it was because we're not there for them personally, their own training, their own career, their own legacy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like the boxer that goes out for one extra fight, or shit like that. It's going to go on. So I can't say.
At least with boxing, though, there's a commerce angle to it, though. Yeah. Like the Olympics, you ain't getting paid.
No. But if you win a medal, you get like what's the America gets 100.
Okay, Lindsey Vonn, she's already like American royalty pretty much with like her Olympics.
Yeah, she's one of the greatest. They call her one of the because first of all. Let's put this into perspective. You can't say what's going on in that girl's mind because she's a downhiller. And if you're a downhiller, you got to be a little bit left of center just to go down that hill that fast. Agreed. So those guys are crazy, or those men and those women are crazy to begin with. So whatever makes them tick is completely different than anybody else on this planet. So if she felt the need to do it with her bionic knee, I can't say no. I kind of wish she didn't do it because now it's going to be your career ends with, oh, look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you're Lindsey Vonn. You won the downhill. You're a gold medalist. You know what I mean? And I'm going to keep her on that level. And all those world champions that she wants, great athlete.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, she's going to be remembered for the success. Like this is going to be just like an unfortunate footnote on everything, right?
Yeah, she's still great. Too bad that happened.
Yeah, really too bad. Mm-hmm. It was tough to watch.
Yeah, it was. And you know what I mean? I was like Wilbon. When I started seeing go down, I really didn't look at the replay because I heard there was helicopters involved. So I said, nah.
She got helicoptered out of there.
I said, nah, I don't want to see that. You know me, I don't even like to watch freaking people swat flies. So, no, I didn't. I wasn't necessarily in tune with that, so to speak.
Keeping it with dumbass Norwegian biathlete Sturla Holm Ligrade admits to cheating on his girlfriend Tuesday on international TV.
Okay, this being Valentine's Day, this is the most...
I never thought about that angle.
Okay,
that's good.
Right. Okay, now, this is the most anti-Valentine Day thing. Guys is dumbasses. Now, listen.
I was going to say this is the most anti-intelligent thing.
Oh, that's first. Yeah. And then now that we get to talk about this on Valentine's Day. And oh, by the way, the girl has put out a disclaimer. Did you hear her disclaimer? I want nothing to do with this dumbass.
Oh, no shit.
No, what did she say? Whoever she put it out was so cool. Like, I had to have publicity because of this asshole.
You go, girl.
Yes, when I heard her response. Anyway, let's cut to the chase. This guy wins a medal, the greatest thing in his life, and he says to her, I would give up this medal just to be back with you again, dear, because I love you so much. Happy Valentine's Day. Fuck you.
This guy sounds
cheated.
like, he sounds like he has main character syndrome.
Whatever, yeah.
He thinks he's in like a rom-com. He thinks he's in F1 the movie.
Oh, come on, buddy. No. First of all, you made all us guys look bad. And at the house that
I don't
happens,
agree with that. I think he made himself look bad.
Oh, agree, but you know what? We talk about how things are stereotyped in society and how things are looked at, who's right and who's wrong or whatever. Buddy, you were wrong. You were an idiot, okay? So as soon as you're caught, you got nothing to do in my books and in my house and at the house that happens. I hope we have that kind of decorum. No, fuck you, buddy. You fucked up. Now you're going to go on international TV and say, you know what, but girl? I still love you. I made a mistake. I wish it was like in the cartoons, a dog jumped up and bit his leg or something. You know what I mean? Or that punching bag came down from the sky. Boom! One of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Put this in our little files at the end of the year when we talk about dumb.
Oh, I already did.
Yeah.
I already did.
He's there. That was kind of crazy. And thinking of crazy things that went on in the Olympics, what about our curling guys?
What, that they just lost?
No, the fact that they had...
against Sweden yesterday. Yeah.
That was another fun little thing, you know what I mean?
Sound like sour grapes from the Swedes.
Exactly, and I'm glad our boys just said, fuck you. We don't like to do a lot of swag, but it was great because it was on the cameras and everything.
Yeah.
Like, what's your problem, buddy? Aren't you from Sweden? Fuck off.
It was like, oh, yeah, you guys touched it. He's like, who touched it? Who touched it?
Yeah, like, come on. And you know what? There was a little bit of investigation, but I did not know this. There's a sensor there, Sweden.
Yeah.
There's a sensor there. If it's there, the sensor goes off, you dumbass. So, I don't know. I think it was gamemanship trying to get one up on the other.
Oh, yeah, that's what the skip said, too. He's like, I can respect him for trying to, do anything for the win, but he's like, he chose the wrong team to do it against today.
Yes. And I heard that those guys, in the world of curling, little things are said out there that we'll never hear. This is not the first time.
Oh, yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? But I'm glad for our Canadian boys.
Yeah, 3-1 after their first four matches, so we'll see. Ukraine,
but those are medals that we're kind of counting on, bro.
Yeah.
And the women have already fallen down. I'm one of them.
Yeah, but like I said before, the rest of the world's caught up to us in curling, so we're not as dominant as we used to be.
Okay.
Which is probably good for the sport.
Yes, always. Yeah. Always.
Yeah. Ukraine's Vladislav Herekevich banned for the helmet.
That was weird, man. You know what? What do you think about that?
I am really surprised. Like, how is this against IOC standards? And then the president was like crying about it to him, like all these fucking crocodile tears.
The bottom line is it any different than... No, I don't want to do that because I think his intentions were great.
Yeah, he's paying tribute to the fallen people of his country.
Yes,
that are
going through an atrocity that no one should have to go through. But then you can't put Tide on your helmet either.
This isn't a sponsorship, though.
That's what I'm saying, too. Yeah. But the whole... Or you can't put on it like Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
So I think that they did everything with one brush, and maybe in the future they're going to say, well, according to Hoyle, but...
Yeah, a little bit of nuance here could go a long way.
Because I thought it was a spectacular thing when I seen it. And that they... what are you going to do with the IOC?
More corrupt than FIFA?
Well, I'm not going to say there. You got a decision to make, and these are the rules. The rules are the rules are the rules.
I admire him for sticking to his guns because they're like, oh, you could wear it outside a competition, and he's probably like, no, fuck you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Me, from my personal point of view, when I seen it, I thought it was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm respecting his wanting to do that. Now, when I heard you can't do it, and then I seen the rules, and then I went, oh, gee, this is an ugly one.
Yeah.
I guess can't we have, can we do according to Hoyle kind of deal? But it didn't work out that way. But anyway, our hearts are with you, buddy.
Any other sports before we get to hockey that you've been taking note of?
I was why didn't I notice before the medal when we won this relay medal shit? How come I didn't notice this sport before? Is it just that I'm an Olympic ogre, a winter Olympic ogre?
Well, I mean, there's Olympics, there's so much going on at the same time. You can only watch, I mean, I know you got 4 screens and all, but...
You know what? Sometimes they got so many channels. Give me more. Don't why do 2 channels on the same sport at the same time? You're all going to be broadcasting. I got 4 screens, do them all. I'll just tell you what I liked the most was...
Well, CBC Gem, you can watch, like, anything you want on demand, so...
Yeah, which I should hook that up there at the thing. The things that I like the most about it, I'm still going to say, is those guys that do those half pipes, the girls and the boys that do half pipes, and those girls and boys that fly down the hill and do those jumps over the hills with the boards. With anything with a snowboard, good. You know, don't wipe out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only thing. And the downhill. I watched all the downhill stuff. Now, I do like your moguls, guys. Like you say, my knees have been hurting lately. I couldn't watch them for a while because my knees were going, oh, my God. But that's an art.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what
a
I mean?
crazy sport.
It is. And imagine the training and the working out that you got to be able to do to sustain that all the way down. That caught my eye again. You know what I mean? I specifically watched that stuff there. But it's absolutely... enthralling, or so to speak, is just before they go to do this, because you start thinking to yourself, this is pretty nutty shit. You know, this is
a lot of nutty shit going on in the Winter Olympics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to see if I can fly through the air in this thing at this speed, which they've just iced up a bit, so it'll be a little slipperier. And then I find out nobody on the downhill's got brakes. Yeah,
they forgot to install those.
Yes, you know what I mean? And I just go, like, sometimes I was saying to Gail a couple of times, and I said, we have coffee in the morning, we're watching and I'm going, dear, someone had to wake you up in the morning and say, you're going to do this right now. She go, are you nuts? And I go, yeah, but we're watching, aren't we? We're glued to the screen.
Yeah.
God bless them. God bless them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've been watching a little bit of biathlon, the sport you can't wrap your head around.
That's what. No. I'm having difficulty with that.
Well, that's a very Nordic sport. Very
huge.
Well, World War II, the Finns stopped. Was it the Germans?
Yep.
Yeah, on skis and with guns.
Skis and guns. Yep.
Yeah, that was the one of the women's events I was watching. Like the French woman who was in first, like nerves of steel. This woman, because like she knew the pack was catching up. Boom, 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 boom.
Hit everyone.
Yeah.
Hit everyone.
And in quick succession, too.
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? And all the scores. No, I the art of it is amazing. I just figure, like, you get up and train for this shit? You know, and it's a very disciplined, what do you call it? What do you call that? A different, whatever they call them. Aesthetic, a sport, whatever it is. Pretty crazy. I was watching some of it this morning, but I don't know. I have trouble getting my head around it. I understand the competition. There's a lot of things about sports that, you know, doesn't necessarily have to touch me, that people are doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, what was the other thing they were doing that I'm going, I don't know about this. Those long skier dudes.
Long skiers.
Yeah, what are those distance skier guys?
Oh, cross country. Well, that's part of biathlon too.
Yeah, when I just see those guys, and this guy's gonna go what, 3,000 miles? No. God bless them.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing it.
Well, now they have mountaineer skiing too, so you're doing that up mountains and hills and shit.
That's a lot of snow out there, you know. No.
Just a bit.
Yeah, it reminds me of my front lawn. I don't like that. Okay.
Women's luge, I was watching a little bit of that as well.
Oh, that's crazy
too. The women were having trouble because, like, they were saying the incline or decline, whatever, on your start, it's like the angle of it is steeper than what they're used to. So there's a lot of women like wiping out on the start or like having trouble bumping into the walls. And,
and that's dangerous when they were going at that. But I also heard that they had some ice issues, so they did something to ice them up. Because one of the guys went flying and they said that maybe they iced it a certain way too soon or whatever. I don't know. But these guys are like skating. They're flying on glass, these guys, on those loose things. And the speed they're getting at, whoo! And I don't care what they say. I seen the one girl wipe up. She's hurting in the morning.
Yeah.
She waking up the next day.
Your fault. It's ice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's hard.
And I know they got some gear on. But the
not
human
much.
body's not supposed to hit a wall like that.
Yeah.
That's my interpretation, you know. But good luck to them. That's heavy too. And even the 2-man. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. That's a crazy sport.
That's insane.
Then skeleton, I don't know if that started yet. That's even more insane, but we'll get to that when it comes around.
If I was 13 years old, I'd be the skeleton guy.
I could see that.
If I was 13, I'd be the skeleton guy, because at that age I would say, hey, that looks crazy. Let's do it. Then you get no. Now you wouldn't get me near there. No.
It's too crazy for Lewis Hamilton, apparently. So
yes, there you go.
We'll move it to hockey. So for women's hockey, Canada beat Switzerland 4-0 in the team's opener. Emmerance Meshmeyer, a 6-save shutout in that one.
That was a weird stat, eh?
Well, I mean, Switzerland, they're there for the men's. Women's not quite as caught up. Natalie Spooner had the winner with a power play goal midway through the second. Sarah Fillier, Julia Gosling, and Daryl Watts all with goals in the third. Then they beat Czechia 5-1 on Monday. Gosling had 2 goals. Fillier had a goal. Desbienne, 18 saves. Poulin, unfortunately, left that game.
Yes.
She's back today for the quarterfinal. Oh, it's on right now against Germany.
Yep. 1-0 Canada.
Yeah. Canada smoked 5-0 by the USA on Tuesday.
Oh. What went wrong there, bro?
Everything. The States, they're younger, they're faster, like they look better trained. I don't know.
Okay, what do you think? You know, we talked about this off. Do you think that we're keeping some of our players a little bit too long and not letting some of the younger ones come up?
I don't think so, because like the States have like these. There's like 3 or 4 women that they have. They're like dominating in university, and we don't have anyone that's doing that.
No. But the funny thing is,
and our average age is like 4 years older, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
That caught me off guard. But it's not that old, because I mean, like, we're 26, they're 22.
No, we're 29, they're 25.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So our average age is a little old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like Poulin, Spooner, like that generation's kind of like, this is probably going to be their last Olympics. Turnbull.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So I wonder what's going to happen in 4 years from now. Maybe the pendulum has swung a bit. But we looked awful. Like, they just came out and dominated us. Now, that doesn't mean they can't come in and win.
No, I know.
I mean, we weren't even, we couldn't, we were having so much trouble getting the puck out of our own end. Like, the American forecheck was vicious. You know, and we didn't have a counterattack. You know, that's the way I seen it. A couple of goals were dubious, but then again, we didn't help with the goaltender and a couple of the other goals, so that always comes out in the balance. Just a bad loss.
Yeah, like I know we're missing our best player, but come on.
Yes.
No, it's unacceptable.
Exactly. But you know what? The great thing, the way they answered the next game.
Yeah, Finland, they beat them 5-0 in the round robin finale on Thursday. And Rene Desbienne with 17 saves for the shutout.
And right now, in the first elimination, this is the quarterfinals, right?
Yes. The U.S. won their quarterfinal yesterday.
Yeah, they won. Yeah. So we're right now, and it's 2 minutes in, we're up 1-0. I don't think Germany should be an issue. I think it's the next game we play, because I think then we'll have to run into Sweden, right? If Sweden wins.
Well, Sweden upset Czechia. Sweden's not really supposed to be there.
No, I know, but so that might be okay for us.
Finland might be a problem, though. They're starting to. I don't know if they're ever going to catch up to Canada. We talked about that on the show in the past. So, like, our facilities here are like miles better than Europe, and that's kind of becoming a problem for them. But
they'll work it out. Like I say, maybe
I don't know. I don't think they will. I think they're always going to be behind.
It's just that, you know what, everybody, like if you talk on either side, if you're listening to NBC or you're listening to whatever broadcast is coming from Canada, the big thing is they want Canadians and Americans in the hockey finals.
Of course.
Both of them are praying for it, you know what I mean?
Oh, the IHF is praying for that. The Olympics are praying for that.
Everybody. Yeah. Everybody is, you know what I mean? So I think they're both going to be end up, because at least they're on different parts of the bracket, so it does say.
Yeah, they do it basically so they can meet up in the final. Right. But I mean, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, never say never, but I think it's going to be silver for the women this time around.
Let's hope it's different.
Yeah, damn right.
Yes.
For the men's, they beat the Czechs 5-0 in the opener on Thursday. Bennington with the 26-save shutout. In his Olympic debut was caught swimming a few times, I thought, but Bennington.
So what?
He's not my guy for the knockout stage, put it that way.
Really?
I'd put Thompson.
But,
we'll get to that. We can.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. You said that. Interesting, because I had some of that. That looks like Palmatier. Oh, he stood up more. Yeah, okay, continue. Sorry.
Morrissey unfortunately left that game. He's probably going to be done for the tournament. What do you think about the goalies being golf carted into the building?
Why should they have to walk that far? That's like me taking my dog for a walk, man. You see how far they got to go?
I know.
And then they can't even go back to the dressing room during in-between periods, which they're getting used to. And I think the really cool thing is that you can see Cooper having the post-game presser. I mean, his post-game talk with the team out there, because...
That's because, like, in the IHF, whatever rules or whatever.
Yeah, but you got to do the pressing. But then to get back to where they were, to the dressing room, and then to go through the press and to go through all of that, it's really different than it is over here.
No, but there's a certain reason why they have to stay on the ice after. Yeah,
and the first thing, the other losing team has to go first.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the winning team goes on. Now, I thought the greatest thing is this. We played the Czechs in the first game, because the Czechs are a good hockey team. We did wear them down. So... when we were going up to this, and there was so much lead into, like, the second favorite sport in Canada is being a GM for Team Canada. I being one of those things. Now when
we're all guilty of it.
Okay, but
every
when you're wrong, you're wrong. So let's just say I didn't want Bennington on the team.
He had to be on the team.
Okay, he had to be, but I wasn't a big Bennington fan, even though Logan looked exceptional for the time that he was there, but I didn't want him there. And I thought maybe it was time that we left Doughty at home. Remember I said that too? I'm very wrong about that because Doughty's out there just being like the clinic every time he's on the ice. I understand that now. Now, remember I was bitching.
He's just there to be the shutdown guy.
Oh, I was bitching about the old school stuff and some of the chemistry, and we kept too much the same, even though all the guys that we added onto this team are really shining in whatever position they are.
Yeah.
But my point being is like, I that was a mistake on my part. Doughty does belong in this team here because I'm going to put it to you this way. When what pointed out to me was more important than yesterday's game was in the last 6 minutes, it was obviously the team wanted to see if they could get a shutout for Bennington. You could tell that.
Yeah.
They did, but they didn't play prevent defense. What they put out there, they put out 2 lines with guys that were defensively responsible, which is one line that stayed the same. That was the Crosby, Marner, Stone line.
Yeah.
And Suzuki, Horvath, who else was it? No, Horvath's also center. But guys that were out there that were regularly penalty killers, 200-foot players. And who was back there playing when they were on the ice most of the time? Hurley and Doughty. So that means you didn't have to run Makar into the ground.
Of course. Well, Canada's got the depth, so we got to use it.
It's great the way they wore down because the Czechs are a good team. Remember, we didn't score until, 5 seconds left in the first period. Mm-hmm. To start it, and then we wore him down, and Bing did make some saves. But yes, was he a fish out of water a couple times? Oh, yeah. And did they miss a couple nets at the wrong time? Oh, yeah. But that's hockey.
But, you got to give Canada credit. They kept Pasternak. He was invisible that game.
You know why? They checked the hell out of him. They kept moving him out the outside. And you know who was out there a lot of time against him? Was Suzuki. Suzuki was on the ice against Pasternak.
Well, that's why Suzuki made the team and Scheifele didn't, because Suzuki can play that defensive role.
Oh, and he's been shining out there. He's out there killing penalties and everything. I said that before production, though. There's something about this team and the old school and how they add team. I'm seeing, it seemed to me it took a lot for them to welcome the Suzukis and Logan Thomas. And I don't know, was it personality
Logan Thompson.
thing? Yeah, Logan Thompson. It just seemed like, okay, we're almost forced to bring him. I don't like the way that was they talk about that. You know what I mean? Like the Elliot Freemans and all the insiders and stuff. They always say sideways comments about these guys. So something's going on.
I don't know about always saying sideways.
Not
comments,
sideways, but you know what I mean. Oh, but they should have done this, and they could have done that, and you know what I mean? So when you hear
welcome to Team. We've talked about this. There's 30
drama.
No, not even. There's just 30 million different ways you can go about making the team, right?
Yes,
so,
and I
someone's feelings are going to get hurt. A few guys' feelings are going to get hurt. That's just the way it is.
Every time, though. I think Schaefer should still be on this team. I think if Schaefer was on this team, there'd be a period.
In 4 years, I think he's going to be a
slam
100%.
100%. But everything about Schaefer is the one guy, the only guy now. I think everything about this team, way they're constructed for circumstance, situation, for checking pressure, and we've got the speed and the power now. We talked about this before we came on, and it's a fantastic thing that everyone likes it. But I think that sometimes we get so overblown with the little things. It's fun to see, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be there for the rest of the tournament. We're going to see McKinnon, McDavid, and Celebrini on the same line.
I think they're going to be there to start the game against France tomorrow morning.
Well, I hope we beat France 8-1.
I'm predicting 8-0.
Oh, 8-0? Yeah. Oh, okay. And Bennington.
No, come on. We got to shut up France. We can't let France score on us.
Yeah, but you see, this is what always happens why I'm going to go 8-1 is because there's always that fluky goal.
Not always.
Oh, okay.
I remember, was it last Olympics we beat Norway, 6-0?
Oh, they couldn't get past their own blue line.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're hoping in France.
Yeah.
In any event.
And also, a shout out to Dostal. Very solid in the Czech net.
Nothing he could do about it. We just
made a ton of great saves too, man.
Big league, huge saves in the moment from high end shots. And you know what? I've not heard the word in this. I've not heard the word shot attempt once. I'm so happy. They're just talking about the flow of the game, especially the circle.
Well, because I guess IHF doesn't throw that in your face like the NHL does.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that immensely. But I really think that we got a well-balanced team. And I'm not going to go O-Dog on it. You're O-Dog? This is over.
I'm going to say it's over.
Really?
Yeah.
We haven't seen the Americans yet. Seen them against Latvia.
Yeah, they've been playing freaking Mickey Mouse teams so far.
Well, they're going to have to get up for it. I'm going to tell you this, and I said it before it. The Americans are going to be big, bad, and groovy, right? Canadian speed's going to burn them when we get
and
to
Canada
them.
can play a tough game too.
But we're going to be
McDavid throwing a hit in that in the first couple minutes.
Come on, bang, and knocking him over. And you know what? Tom Wilson, I'm glad he's on the team. At times he looks a little out of place because he's trying to play not this way and he wants to play that way. You can see it, the way he plays, but he's not out of place. I'm glad he's on the team.
I'm glad he's on the team too.
Oh, I'm glad on the team. But see, a couple times he's not 100% himself yet because, like, oh, look, Tom, you can't do this, Tom, you can't do that. And they moved him off the line for a bit like that because I think he was a little bit behind those two guys at times. And the one time he only went on there is because he came off early because he took the shot in the leg and they just threw McKinnon out there and bang, they scored a goal. Well,
but
that works.
At the same time, I mean, when you put the McDavid line out there with the Makar pair, like, that's dominance.
Oh, it's unbelievable. But I find it's really interesting. Like, this Cooper guy is a damn good coach. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, best in the league.
Okay, but the way that the minutiae that he brings out in the game, like, I think we're going to see Marner, Crosby, and Stone. That's an etched in stone line for the rest of this. Unless something gets weird in the third period, they got to move Crosby up and they could bring McKinnon down. Like, don't be surprised if you have a McKinnon, McDavid, Crosby line at some point in this series. But that one line there, and it's a great two-way line, especially that last 6 minutes because they went out there and then Suzuki was going out there. And another thing that Cooper is on the case, and he is like that in the NHL too, but it seems even more there. When it's defensive zone face-offs, he has his 80% guy out there no matter what situation. Now he'll go right to the bench after the face-off, but even the little things like that, going down to the last 5 minutes of the game against Czechia when they were going for the shutout. Brought out Horvath out there. Didn't need him, but they said, let's just use it.
Why not?
Oh, let's put the game away.
Oh,
I agree with it. 100%.
Going back to that Crosby line, the Stone goal in the Czechia game, that was hilarious to watch because, like, everyone's eyes were on Crosby, and then the two defense were like, oh, shit.
Oh, too late. Too late. Stone just has, he's not my favorite player. Everybody knows that. But there's something about his game you have to respect.
Oh, he's a dog.
Oh, 100% dog. But he gets into open spaces. You know what I mean? And you can tell he's not the fastest guy on the ice. He's game speed.
Yeah.
You know
smart guy, he's got good hands.
Smart guy, he's good hands, game speed. That's what I would say. You don't have to be Usain Bolt. You just have to have game speed.
Yeah.
And they all seem to have game speed. But I'm really impressed with, like, Doughty and Harley. Those guys get on the ice and they just say, okay, we'll slow it down here without slowing the game down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because we're still playing that way. I just noticed that some of the teams, like, Finland lost to Slovakia because they played like Finns.
Everyone's like, oh man, it's a surprise upset.
No, I can't say not.
No, I disagree with that too because, like, Slovakia is no slouch.
No, and what happened was, you know how the Finns play that we're gonna make you make a mistake game, and Slovakia said, fuck you, we're gonna just go as fast as we can. What do we got to lose, right? And by the time the Finns, oh shit, they're playing like Canada. Too late, you're down. You know what I mean? Like, it was just funny. But then again, they did the Finns beat the Swedes?
They did. Yeah, they beat them yesterday 4-1.
Yes, and then coming back is Sweden slap Slovakia today. So that's going to be funny at the top. Yeah. Like, we're already guaranteed.
Canada won their group already.
Yeah, we've already won. Yeah, so there's nothing about that. But, I mean, that's going to be a funny group to play because this is weird.
Well, hold on. Well, we didn't even talk about Canada's game yesterday. Yeah. So we beat Switzerland 5-1. McJesus and McKinnon, a goal and 2 assists each. Unfortunately, late in that game, Tom Wilson and Kevin Fiala got tangled up. Fiala left the game. They're saying that's going to be the season for him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Sucks for the LA Kings.
Oh, and they need him too. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it always seems to happen at the Olympics. One star gets injured. Then we got Canada, France tomorrow to close out the group round. Binnington's probably going to get the start in net.
I think so.
You know, if I were Cooper, I would just throw Kemper. Why the fuck not?
Oh, no, because you got a guy.
I know,
reps.
I know,
you need
but
reps.
still.
You need reps.
That would be fun, though.
Yes, it is. And you know what? Another thing I know about hockey is if you watch this game, okay, and I've heard this for years, and you watch about it, some of these guys, because they're over in Europe now, they're taking some liberties, waiting to see what the referees are going to call. You know what I mean? And
what do you mean?
Like, okay, liberties? Like you'll run a guy into the boards, and if it doesn't get called, you'll run a guy into the boards. Then we'll run right. Oh, then they suddenly get a call, and they looked up. Not just in the Canada games, in the other games too. Like the Sweden guy. And you know, some of these guys that are giving the shots, I never see them be this tough in the NHL. They're never like, I seen, what's his name, Peterson,
Well,
drive
because
a
there's
guy's
less goons.
face in the board.
There's less goons here.
Well, anyways, I heard Modano say it yesterday. He goes, it's changed a bit. He goes, back in the day when we played international hockey, best on best, he goes, when you played hockey, it was prison rules. Now, I'm glad they got away from that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's pretty insane. But you see shit going on out there, and they say it is NHL refs with international rules, as you keep telling me that.
Yeah.
Call it all the time. That's all I'm saying. Like, I've seen a couple of face smashes that they didn't call, and you go, whoa, what about that? Then you get the tickety-tack between the sticks, like, okay, a stick got caught.
Well, also, too, the referee can only see so much on ice level. That's just why I'm always going to say eye in the sky, you need a video referee.
I don't know if we'll ever get to that, but we'll get to that.
I think it'll happen one day. I'm optimistic.
Milani Incorporated is going
Soccer's done it. I think hockey's going to jump on board eventually. Hockey's slow, as we know, especially the NHL. Glacial.
And any event is, at best. What I'm saying is, if you watch the games, and if you watch them really closely, I'm just saying what they should do is call things consistently. You know, like the referees haven't called too much grief yet. They haven't caused anything. But if you look at behind the play sometimes, and you hear the announcers saying, "Oh, that one slipped by. Oh, that one slipped by." Well, when the score's 4-0, you kind of let it slide. But what happens the next time that happens and it's 1-1, or it's 2-2 in the third? What are we going to get?
Isn't that gamesmanship? Doing things when the referee's not looking.
I'm just saying some of these, especially the Swedish guys, a couple of these Finnish guys, not even tough guys in the NHL, like Lindell drove a guy in the boards the other night. When's he to come be a tough guy?
I've seen him lay out some big hits in the NHL.
Have you?
Yeah, he plays for Dallas.
Yeah, but he never impressed me as a guy that's going to lay a guy out. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is because they know. Like, look at those guys.
Well, no, guys are also going to give a little, like, that extra little 10% for their country, too.
Okay, what's his name that plays for Switzerland yesterday? Did everything in his power to try to get Tom Wilson to draw a penalty. Aren't we done with that? Now in the NHL, the next time he sees that guy, Wilson should punch him in the head. Tell the team.
He might.
Yeah, well, that's the part I'm talking about. Liberties, like that's some of the liberties and things that you see going on. You go, oh, that's bullshit. That's camp. That shouldn't go on. And when do the referees call it? Okay, and remember, Crosby went right to the ref when Crosby got his legs taken out. Remember they called the penalty against Suzuki. Like Suzuki was going the other way. The guy tripped over Suzuki's stick. And he went to
technically, by the lay of the law, that is tripping.
Then that's tripping. Yeah. But the guy pulls out Crosby with his stick. Go the other way. I don't know. I'm just saying I hope that doesn't happen at 2-2 in the third period of a big game. Because we haven't had nothing to do with it. But I see shit watching the games and I go, I don't know about that one. You know? But anyways, let's just say this way. I think Canada, we're dominant. I see the Americans. They look okay. But I think the Americans don't have enough speed.
Oh, okay. Canada's winning gold.
And they're going to wear down Quinn Hughes.
Canada's going to win gold. There's not even a question.
Really?
Yeah, not a question.
Oh, okay. We're going to wait and see.
I don't know.
I think we are. I think we're going to win gold. I'm very confident we're going to win gold, but I'm just not going to proclaim it because I'm old school. Let's go period by period. You know what I mean?
You know who I think could be a good contender for a medal? Czechia.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. They played solid against us. The pace of that game was amazing. You know what I mean? Even Switzerland. They emptied the bag against us. I got to give them
always
credit.
do. They always do.
They emptied the bag, but that's two teams that seems to be did weird things to us in the past that we've dismissed immediately.
Switzerland, they're like the defensive masters in hockey.
Well, they took that Finnish game and took it to a new level. But they skate forward. They don't go three-a-side. Yeah. They go forward, whereas the Finns kind of play that. I don't know how to explain how the Finns play sometimes. It looks like they're trying to slow the game right down, like they're doing now.
A little bit more of an east-west style.
Yeah, instead of north-south. And Switzerland goes north-south. But I'm very confident in the team. What we're seeing right now is a great thing about it is what if Celebrini goes on to be one of the greats of all time? We'll get to see him at this young where he is so fun to watch. Both ends of the rink.
Yeah, we're being spoiled.
Oh, unbelievable. When he came out of the penalty box and chased that guy down, took the puck from him to, where it went? Celebrini, McKinnon, McDavid, McKinnon in the net. You can't teach that kind of shit.
You really can't.
You know, and it's amazing to see. I think we're going to win gold, and I'm loving the games. That's what I'm going to say. But it's great to see. How do you think his little brother feels? Because every time they flash on, Celebrini, his dad and his brother's there, right? And they flash on the kid, and everyone keeps going, you told me that. but I've heard it 2 or 3 times. Oh, little brother, you coming? That's all I hear. I've heard it 3 or 4 times.
We'll see.
And
maybe,
how big is the kid? The kid's this big, and they're going, see that kid? He coming.
Yeah, 2030, 2034.
Whatever.
We'll see,
and the kid's only young. He's only like, what, 14, 15?
Yeah, so probably 2034 then.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He's like a good 5 years younger than his brother.
Yeah.
A good 5 years or whatever. And they're already going, wait to see that kid. But what about Celebrini? Oh, no. Wait to see his brother. That's great for Canada. I love when that shit happens, though, with young players. Like when Crosby back in the day when he was the golden goal era and shit like that.
Well, he should have been on the team 4 years before that, too.
You think he should have been?
Yeah. Cruz, do you remember the Torino roster? There was too many old guys there.
Oh, that was the beginning of the old school, old boys club. Yeah, that should have learned then.
That was Gretzky doubling down on giving his buddies gold medals. I'm going to get you a gold medal,
Patriots. I'm going to get you a gold medal.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you a gold medal.
Oh, shit, we lost to Russia in the quarterfinals. Got shut out in the quarterfinals.
Shut out, yes.
I think we got shut out to Switzerland in that tournament, too.
Yeah, I think it was something.
We lost 2-0 to them both games.
Oh yeah, no, we were long in the tooth for that. We just didn't have the speed.
I felt so bad for Sakic having to captain that garbage team.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a garbage team. It wasn't.
We got shut out twice in the tournament. We allowed 2 goals to Italy.
Okay, all right, but here's what we learned from that: put a team together, not a bunch of bros.
I thought we learned that from Nagano, too. We had to learn that lesson twice.
Well, I thought maybe we might do it again here, but at least we...
No.
And look at the 4. We only had 4 major changes, and every guy's done something. Horvath, Celebrini, Suzuki, and Wilson. And they've all contributed to... And they weren't part of the
and the goalies, there's some changes there, too.
Oh, yeah, too. And Logan Thompson, like I said, he looked solid. You know what I mean?
He should have been on the 4 Nations team.
Yes, he was. Yeah. But it gets back to my original premise. Don't think about whatever your personality. Think about your productivity on the ice and what you can bring.
Yeah.
And it's better for that. I'm happy. Great games. Great hockey.
I want to talk a little bit about the Italian men's team. So they actually they put up a couple good games here. So
how many guys from Woodbridge?
None, I don't think.
How many from Vaughan?
I don't think so.
I think there's 2 guys.
Really?
I think there's 2.
I know they're all playing in Italy though. They're.
Yeah.
They're basically they gave Slovakia a bit of a scare. They beat them. Slovakia beat Italy 3-2. Sweden beat Italy 5-2, but it was a 3-2 game for a lot of that.
Long time, yes.
And Italy was leading in that game too at one point. They scored the first goal. The interesting thing about how they built that team is it's mainly players from 2 rival teams in Italy, Bolzano and Pustertal Wolf. So they're Italian teams, but they both play in the Austrian league.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, it's kind of interesting how it's like 2 teams basically, they're kind of rivals and they kind of put them together. People are comparing it to kind of like Miracle on Ice, how they kind of built that team where it was a lot of Minnesota players, a lot of Boston University players, 2 rival teams, and we'll build chemistry that way.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. They're getting smoked by Finland right now, but
no, they've played some good hockey. They've showed up.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't been an embarrassment. They're not like back in the day when, I don't know, like when Switzerland was terrible and some of those teams come up be 8-0 before they even got there.
Well, the last time it was in Italy fucking got demolished every game.
So look how far they come along. I just find it interesting because I think there's 2 guys from Vancouver. I think there's 3 or 4 Canadian-born...
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of guys who are, of Italian heritage rather than, actual...
Canadian Calabrese.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You see the signs?
I mean, I think it's good for the IHF and the Olympics because, you can't have a team that's just going to be a doormat there.
No, I agree, too. And you know what? I like the Italian connections. Like, these guys, when the guy put a sign, the guy scores, and the guy was from, I forget where he was from. I thought he was from Woodbridge, or he was from Vaughan, or could have been the guy from Richmond in the big Italian community in Vancouver. But in any event, the dad put up the sign, Canadian Calabrese.
Yeah.
I want to high-five that. I go, that's cool. I can dig that. That's kind of fun. You know what I mean? And everybody has those connections anyway. Right? So let's do it. And it's a time of Olympics. So come on. Happy for Italy. I think Italy's putting on a great Olympics. Like when you heard all the rumors about all the shit that was going on everywhere, I think things are going great, don't you? Facilities are outstanding.
I mean, I feel like this happens every time the Olympics are in Europe, where there's a lot of panic. They're like, "Oh no, the infrastructure's not ready," and then everything ends up being pretty okay.
Pretty well, though. They're still making jokes, but they can see some wiring. There's stuff that's not done. Who cares? The presentation. The only thing is, what's this metals coming off the ribbon shit?
Yeah, I heard that was being fixed.
I don't even get what the controversy was.
the medals were not staying on the ribbons. Like they were just like poorly made.
Wow.
But they
rectified.
They're fixing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
One last thing I want to mention about Olympic hockey. So the Devils, first of all, the Team USA took a picture of the two sets of brothers together. So Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk. The New Jersey Devils reposted the picture, but they photoshopped Quinn Hughes out of the picture. How much did this guy fuck up their team chemistry, and he didn't even play there? This is so outrageous. And we're talking about in the meeting, like a lot of this for me is on Tom Fitzgerald, the GM, and probably Sheldon Keefe, the coach there as well, because he looks lost out there half the time with the Devils. Not to go on too much of an NHL rant here, but like these guys got to do a better job managing expectations.
Something went on, but I mean that's petty now.
100%.
That's getting like too petty. I'm sorry about your luck. I don't know how you couldn't get it together the way you wanted to. I don't know, but stuff like that just makes me go, are you kidding me?
It's outrageous.
You know what I mean? And Quinn Hughes has done nothing not to fire, not to add a little fuel to the fire on his way to Minnesota. So, and Bill Guerin has had a couple things to say that, well, that's how the game is played. So, you know what I mean? Hey, New Jersey, you didn't handle it well. You didn't get what you wanted. Next.
Yeah.
Next.
Anything else for Olympics you want to bring up?
No, it's just been fun so far. I hope we have some more great stories before it all ends.
2 of my favorite weeks every 4 years.
I'm not Olympic out yet, but I'm telling you, I'm just maybe because we got too much snow outside that I'm getting more into it. It's going on, but the first few days I was kind of like, but I'm okay now.
All right, we'll move this on to soccer, where the Super League in Europe is now officially dead, with Real Madrid, the last club to back out.
Good. We talked about that. I just think, what do you call it? Corporate greed? Is that what we were saying? Yeah. Is it all money? It's all that kind of stuff. I just like leaving the doors open, and sometimes I think that you confuse me considering what part of the pond you are. But in this way, we love tradition so much that all those soccer traditions that I'm learning more and more about every day, leave that stuff alone.
But this wouldn't have interfered with that, though.
Well, what do you need a Super League for?
These people want to have more, whatever, play against each other, get more money, whatever.
So screw it.
At the end of the day, it's a product on TV. I don't really care. They're the people
made
like
for
FIFA,
TV.
Yeah, the FIFA, UEFA people. They're just upset that they did this outside of them. That's what it all comes down to. They're like, oh, we're not in on making this money. Fuck you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. That's why the NFL is the greatest run league in the world. Because they don't deal with that well. Because there's so many organizations.
Well, the NFL, the NFL has its own set of problems, though.
Well, yeah, on a different level. But I never thought about it from that point of view.
Yeah.
But every one of those organizations is on the Saudis.
Oh, me and some of my friends have talked this to death. So.
Yeah. Well, you know what the crazy thing is that the Saudis are swinging the bag. That's the other thing that people don't realize.
Oh, for sure.
Do you need some help? We got some money,
Ronaldo loves it here.
Oh, gee, doesn't he? How was he allowed to do that?
What?
I'm going to sit. Fuck you. He sat 2 games. You can't they fine him? Don't give him a paycheck those weeks? What do they do?
I don't know.
He ran back out on the field and said, I'm good with it now. Well, look at your bank account. You know why? You know what makes him look bad? In my opinion, real quick, Messi didn't take that money. Mbappe didn't take that money. Who's the other guy? There's another young guy, another star I heard. These guys said, fuck you to that money.
Well, Mbappe was still in his prime. He would have been stupid to go there. Like, that's pretty much like MLS. That's like the retirement league.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But you get more money to retire in Saudi Arabia.
Sure.
But I'm finding more and more what it is. It's that the lifestyle and the culture. The guys can only take so long, and they're going, I got to get out of here. That's what's
Live
killing
tour.
Them.
Yeah.
Live tour, the same thing. Like, we don't want to live here. We don't want to be under these circumstances, and away we go. So, yeah.
Also, UEFA had their Nations League draw this week. So in Group A1, it's France, Italy, Belgium, Turkey. In A2, it's Germany, Netherlands, Serbia, and Greece. A3, Spain, Croatia, England, Czech Republic. And then A4, Portugal, Denmark, Norway, and Wales.
How did they make this now?
Nations League?
Yeah.
It's just based on past performance.
And then they rate you, and here
it's based on Nations League from last time. So basically, it's a tier system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this does the World Cup rankings have anything to do with this? Got to be a little bit, right? If your nation.
These do have to do with the qualifying for Euro and World Cup.
Okay.
Like it factors in there.
It does, right?
I probably just for like the draw, but like they're still qualifying. That's like its own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So around the leagues this week, Man City had a late 2-goal rally at Liverpool with Haaland scoring the penalty winner in the 93rd minute. That was a huge one.
Huge.
Valencia fell 2-0 to Real Madrid. Mbappe with a goal in that one.
Beautiful goal, by the way.
PSG tramples Marseille 5-0. Dembele with the first 2 goals. Marseille only 1 shot on goal in that one. Barca fell 4-0 to Atletico in the first semi-final leg of the Copa del Rey. Leg 2 will be March 3rd.
That caught me off guard.
It caught me off guard too, but Barcelona, they can explode for 5 goals at home.
That's going to be tough, though. That's going to be really tough.
I've seen them do shit like this before, though.
Okay, but I mean, you were surprised, right?
Yeah.
When I went to score and I ran to the second thing, I went, wait a second, that's Barcelona. That's not me. That's Barcelona. 4-0 to those guys? Okay.
So PSG won before, like I said, but now Lens is just 2 points back at PSG with a game in hand after PSG lost 3-1 at Rennes. PSG allowed 3 goals on 4 shots on goal, and Rennes only had 31% possession.
Bad game for them.
Terrible game. This week, Inter hosts Juventus in the Derby d'Italia, and Roma goes to Napoli on Sunday. And, of course, we got Champions League this week. Monaco hosts PSG. Galatasaray hosts Juve. Benfica hosts Real Madrid. Dortmund welcomes Atalanta. Korabag hosts Newcastle. Club Brugge will welcome Atletico Madrid. Bodo Glimt, our favorite Norwegian team, will host Inter. And Olympiacos will host Bayer Leverkusen. So the first leg of these games will be the 17th and 18th, and then leg 2 the next week.
I'm looking forward to this because my neighborhood, Paulie, I believe he's of Albanian descent. We are meeting so I can pro-line these games this week.
Oh, very nice.
I'll send you my picks when I put them in. You know, I'm gonna just do some stupid shit, like looking at some odds, like take like a team that shouldn't win, you know, and box it in there.
Well, if there's
it's only gonna be $2 bets anyway.
Yeah,
I'm not betting the house.
I mean, hey, home team in soccer, it's a powerful thing. It's like football.
Yeah, that's what we're betting on. But he says he's got a couple of angles this week, so okay, and he's European and he's a Champions guy, so and he's older than me, so he goes, "Come on, we got to do this."
Well, good luck.
Well, I gave him a couple tips on a couple college basketball games that came in, which has been tough to win in college basketball. But I gave him a couple. No, don't take that team instead of this team. And his ticket came in, and so he goes, "I'm going to return the favor. I got some champions," which I said, "No, you won't. We're gambling."
So true. And then the final is going to be May 30th for Champions League in Budapest. Just a reminder.
Yep.
Anything else for soccer?
No.
All right, then
Why are they showing all these people kissing each other on the Olympics? Oh, okay. I got it.
That's some sort of story, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll take this into the NBA with our second edition of the Power Rankings.
Here we go.
At number 5, down a spot for me, I got Denver.
Okay.
At number 4, down a spot for me, I got Houston.
Okay.
At number 3, up 2 spots, I got San Antonio.
Okay.
Number 2, still there from last week, I got Detroit. And still number 1, Oklahoma City.
Even though Oklahoma City's playing weird lately.
Yeah.
I think Shea's injury is not as bad as they're thinking it is. They're doing a little load management.
Before All-Star break? Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. Give him a little extra break. You know, keep him rested for the rundown. I got the Rockets at 5. We got the same teams, just in different orders.
Yeah.
I got the Rockets at 5, the Spurs at 4, Nuggets at 3, Pistons at 2, and OKC at number 1. We can't forget about the Knicks. They're kicking around, and the Celtics.
Them and the Celtics were my toughest teams to leave out.
Yes, the Celtics are playing like they're not falling off.
I almost put the Celtics at 5.
I sniffed around them. I just hate them so much as that I didn't buy them. Fuck you. Excuse my language, getting out of hand today. But in any event, Boston's playing good ball. No one's going to want to see them in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? As well, we're going. And you know what? Something about these San Antonio Spurs. The thing is, and I will go back to the Charles Barkley school of talking about this. Young teams don't win in the NBA. I mean, the NBA, somehow they don't seem to win. Is this team too young to do anything? Like over 7 games, you're going to wear them down? Because on any given night, they can blow you out of the water. These kids are dangerous.
Yeah.
Very, very dangerous.
I wouldn't be surprised if they made a run, though.
I wouldn't be surprised either. You got Wemby in the middle, and he's playing more minutes all the time. Their backcourt is as good as anybody in the league.
Yeah.
And do they still have Harrison Barnes coming off the bench? I believe they got a couple of veterans that are like those type of veterans that they need to get in there. And they battled with every team in the West. Like they're about 500 or they're better. Well, you check their record against the top. They're not the Raptors against the top record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's still on the Spurs, Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I got him coming off the bench and another veteran. Like they're solid. They could make a run. But I mean, but everybody else in that team, Harrison Barnes, I forget who else it is. Everybody else in that team is under 25 years old.
Yeah.
You look at them all.
Bright
Even
future.
DeAndre Fox, who's only still just turned 25.
Darren Fox.
Yeah. I think he just turned 25 or 26, so he's young too. So I like the way they play. You know what I mean? And in the middle, they're badass. Like, well, Wemba's going, that guy's an alien. He's an alien.
He's a unicorn, man.
Oh, definitely is. And he plays, yeah, it's going to be good. But now, that being said about our top five, before I get to our Raptor report, there's just, and it is the All-Star break, which is a time when you sort of have a preseason report or whatever's going on. Don't you think that basketball is just really kicking itself in the head? Like, they should just close the door and say, see you at the playoffs. Like, why don't, like...
Well, you have to determine who's going to get into the playoffs.
That's the thing, but the way they get there sometimes. Now, I was watching this week, and you're saying it's getting closer. No. The games on 2 nights in a row, half the games are blowouts, and half the games were not. Okay? Some of the teams are doing shit like, why do you got to have a rule now? Okay? This is just telling you what they're doing. The All-Star game is that when the old school guys are saying that. Once upon a time, the All-Star game meant something, at least to just show up there. Is a new generations who are standing on the shoulders of giants. What are the next children going to say? They're standing on the shoulders of sheep?
Well, I would just say it's like going to where every other league is, because like the NHL, they haven't cared about that in like years, even before the NBA.
Agreed, but I'm still saying
NFL players don't want to go to the Pro Bowl.
No, okay, so then tell the fans the truth. Then when you're like, we're supposed to respect you at all times. This is a great product we're putting.
Well, the All-Star game's for the sponsors and the families. Let's 100%, be real.
100% and a radio row. But when you think about it, though. Basketball, in my opinion, even though the college game has gone up this year because there's a lot of things going on in college that have catch people's eyes, so their rankings are going up. I don't see the NBA's rankings ever been going up all that much, and there's too much other bullshit going on for us to really say, are we going to watch the games now, not just the blowouts? The movement of players, for starters. This new thing where they're talking about finding the teams for sitting their players at the end of the games. That's significant in the fact I know Ryan Smith, the owner of Utah, blew a gasket because that's $500 million he had to pay, and Indianapolis had to pay $250,000. Had to pay $250,000, but it's quite obvious. Okay, it's 5 minutes left in the game. You're down by 3, and you pull your 3 starters you put on the bench, and 2 of the guys you put on the floor just got called up from the G League.
No, I agree. Tanking,
so what do you do about
tanking that? The NBA has been a problem for a long time now.
In any event, what I'm getting at is I think sometimes the NBA is kicking itself in I've been saying it all year, but now it's starting to get to a point where it's irritating. Like we got this thing where you got to find teams because they hope that they don't tank. You still got the guys like this Harden situation saying, I don't want to go there. I don't want to play there. Other teams with the load management going on, and all it leads up to is that we got 4 or 5 teams that are so badass that we're going to have to watch in the playoffs because the quality of games goes up. Like, look at, I'm going to beat this with a dead horse. The quality I find of the NHL games is just better than the NBA games. Like, it seems to be tighter now. Like, I think that the NBA is shooting itself in the foot, personally. You know what I mean? It's just on a regular season basis. I've watched less basketball this year than I have in years. Just turning games off.
Regarding the Harden stuff, though, I low-key kind of loved his comments this week. I thought that was hilarious.
Which one?
Was it about the loyalty being overrated or whatever?
Oh, yeah. That's Harden. That'll be in his Hall of Fame speech.
Mind you, if you see like where he came from in his career, you can kind of understand why he got that way. Because he got kicked to the curb in Oklahoma City.
I don't think he got kicked in the curb. I just think that he didn't like his place in the ranking order.
That wasn't an ego thing. There's nothing to suggest that was the case. I think it was just that they just outsmarted themselves. They thought like, oh, we need the cap space. Oh, we're going to be good enough anyways. And they trade him for fucking nothing.
Oh, I agree. I remember when he got traded, I said, wouldn't they try to keep these 3 guys together?
It made no sense.
Okay.
And you had Ibaka.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. And then they went around in circles, and here we are. But my point being is this. We should be advocating the fact that the Detroit Pistons have built a team in a span of 3 seasons that they're a contender. We shouldn't be advocating the fact that they're playing like the bad boys from back in the day, having a brawl. How? Now,
Isaiah Stewart suspended 7 games.
Well, I told you, he was going to get the book thrown at him. He left the bench, but not only that, people realize this guy's got a record of being a madman anyway. You know what I mean? Which could hurt them because he's a great rim defender. He's one of their rotation players.
Right.
They could cost him, even though I don't think anybody's going to catch Detroit in the East. Maybe they can. Well, look what happened. They pissed off Detroit. They came into town. They kicked the shit out of the Raptors.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so Raptors report. So, first of all, shut up. Brandon Ingram named an injury replacement for Steph Curry at the All-Star game. The Raptors' week began pretty good with a 122-104 win versus Indiana on Sunday. They exploded for 44 points in the third. Pacers never led by more than 6. Barnes had a great game, 25, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 4 blocks.
Most disrespected player in the NBA.
They won the turnover battle 19-10, and they won the points off turnover battle 24-11. Fast break, they won that 34-9. 64-46 points in the paint. That was pretty surprising.
No, that doesn't surprise me because here's the problem with the Raptors right now. They have some great metrics for some serious parts of the game that'll make you a contender. Like transition points, points on turnovers, defense, all that. But their perimeter shooting is not good, and we don't beat good teams.
Well, we have trouble against teams with good bigs, too.
That's what I'm saying. So where are we going to go with this? I still say Scotty Barnes has got to get more respect. I'm glad he's at the All-Star game. But why aren't we talking about this guy? Like, he's close to being a first-team All-Star this year. Like, if you look at his all-around game, there's not many guys in the NBA that bring everything that Scotty brings to the table.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Now,
his point totals are a little bit lower than some of the other guys, though. I think that hurts him.
But do you know what I mean? Should it hurt you? Like, let's look at and shout out to...
Scoring's the hardest thing to do.
Scoring?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say we'll take his 20, but we'll take those rebounds, we'll take those steals, we'll take that defense, because that's keeping the other guy from scoring. So I just think if Scotty's around 20 a night, isn't he?
There's 3 All-NBA teams. I think he's bound to make one of them this year.
Oh, he's got to. He should be on the second
probably
team, if not the first.
Probably on All-Defensive team as well.
Oh, yeah. He's a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. There's no doubt about that. But I'm just saying, imagine we could match him with a big guy. But because he's Scotty Barnes, other players in the league, they'd talk about him. Guys that were Defensive Player of the Year, like a Gobert and guys like that, suddenly their name come up, and Gobert can't score. But if Scotty's giving me 19 a night with everything else he's doing, I'm good. Because Ingram's giving us 20 a night. And RJ Barrett's giving us almost 20 a night. And Quickly's giving us almost 20 a night. So we're good there. It's that everything else he does is so important for this team. I just wish he had a big guy to go with him. Imagine a real solid big guy with Ingram and him.
Yeah.
Oh. And I don't know where we're going to get it.
No. On Wednesday, the Raptors lost 113-95 to the Pistons. No Raptor reached 20 points in that one. A bunch of bad shooting nights. Really struggled from 3, and Pistons big Paul Reed had his way with us, scoring 22 on 10 of 17 shooting with 3 steals and 4 blocks.
Not only that, like I said, they just coming off the suspensions and the Detroit. And you know what? It's true. Detroit has always played this. They're a blue-collar town and blue-collar playing. They've always been a tough team. That's in their DNA. Bickerstaff, the coach, he coaches like that. The only thing when you get out of that is that you got to realize the Hornets are coming on. They had a 9-game winning streak going into that
that's crazy.
Game. No, the Hornets, they're better than they are. They're starting to get some chemistry going, especially with that kid from when he threw the goalie, the kid from Duke and all that. But when they came push to shove, you don't come push to shove in downtown Detroit because shit's going to happen. But there's no reason for those fighting to happen. Now, does Duncan Robinson look bad now because he just stood back and said, look at these idiots?
I don't know.
He's taking a little bit of a flack for that. And the talk about it is one side or the other. The reason I'm bringing it up is because you, the lawyer in charge of the Sky in the Sky camera, and saying about all this stupidness in sports we don't need. So what do you say about Duncan Robinson? Should he have been in there and tried to scrap with him, or he just stood back and said, look at these idiots go? I thought it was much ado about nothing. He was kind of behind the fray. There was no extra guy to get him in for.
I think
it was just like, come on, so leave the guy alone. Oh, he didn't get into the scrum. Well, I don't know.
I think that's a little stupid to criticize a guy for not wanting to fight.
Yeah, me too. And by the way, is that the way we're going to, like you mentioned it, if they fight in the NHL, what if they gave you 7 games? Be less fighting, don't you think?
At least like 1 game for suspension, or maybe multiply it if you get multiple fights. I don't know.
Look at these guys all got 2.
Yeah.
Right off the hop. And some of these guys have had no incident.
That's what I like about the NBA and like NFL. There's like no tolerance for that shit.
No tolerance.
I like
just
that.
think it's different games, though. I'll always say that. There's sticks involved, whatever. I don't know. There's weapons, so to speak. But I just think it's I don't think it's good for the game. After all is said and done, it's just not good for the game to have unnecessarily violence for shit like that. You know what I mean? But Detroit's a serious team, and they're just letting everybody on notice that, hey, we're going for it all.
Yeah.
We're not going for this. We're going for it all.
Well, back to the Raptors for a sec. So we're talking about like their chances. If they don't run to Cleveland in the playoffs, who's like the only top 10 team we've had success with this year, I think we're fucked in the playoffs.
Even now, because they've got Harden, and Harden is they've had Garland up and down all year. Garland's been in and out of the lineup, and that's one of their problems. They've been weak at that position because of Garland's injury history this year. Now they got Harden, who never misses a game. We got to face Garland and those big men in the playoffs. I hope we win 2 games.
Yeah, because like if you take those Cavs games out with the Raptors, they've had 1 win against teams in the top 10.
Oh, and
Not
by
good.
the way, all of those teams that are beating us seem to have signed up this thing called a big man.
Yes.
I like this team a lot, though. I do. I just like
They're still building it up, though.
Yeah, and
which is why I didn't want to trade all my first-round picks for Jaren Jackson.
At this point, yeah. Okay, that seemed to be work out, but is that like an Ingram thing? Because they said he's having surgery. I heard someone said it's a procedure. It's a growth on his knee. What kind of growth is it? I don't know. I hope the guy's 100% healthy, but they say I'll be ready in training camp.
Yeah.
Okay. When they say about Ingram last year, your toes bothering you, see you in training camp.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know how that works. But I still say, if I had known, we should have taken a shot at the guy. Man, Jaren Jackson on our team, we'd be a contender instantly.
I just didn't like the timeline of it.
No, I guess not.
Yeah. Going around the league, Chris Paul announced his retirement. A bit of a surprise.
So he won't be on the Raptors alumni?
No.
I wish he'd have come for 1 game.
I wish too, but
just to get him in a uniform sitting on the bench. We got Chris Paul, not one of my favorite players ever, but it's the weird way the NBA is going. And he announced his retirement right away because that eliminates the fact that people can try to pick him up in that waiver time for the playoffs. So he said he's done. God bless him. Great career. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
It's All-Star Game weekend this weekend from Inglewood. The Clippers hosting it. Giannis is out of the All-Star game. Although a couple LeBron things that we got to mention as well. LeBron will not reach the 65-game minimum. Okay, we got to get rid of that, buddy. LeBron won't reach the 65-game threshold to be eligible for postseason awards for the first time in his career. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I don't think he really cares at this point in time, does he? The bottom line is, I think that's a good rule.
I like it too.
You know what I mean? Because it's making guys think twice about, sitting out and shit like that. Oh, Stanley. You know why he's doing that? Because he couldn't make it squeak. Certain times he can and certain times he can't. That's just part of the show, people.
Yeah.
In any event, LeBron should be able to do whatever he wants. And I think one of the interesting things about the Lakers is that when LeBron said the other night about we just can't be consistent for 48 minutes, which means we need help. But there seems to be a little bit of a disconnect because they're not building a team around LeBron. They're building a team around Luka.
Yeah.
So what demands can you make, LeBron, that they're going to listen to? Even though you got to respect the man.
Well, I don't know. Well, he's beefing with Jeannie Buss apparently.
Oh,
so.
yeah, well, that's what they're saying. And one of the things is she's saying, well, why are we catering to LeBron? Is he going to be around? Is he going to play for him next year?
I don't know.
That's the NBA at its best because if they don't do anything better than anybody else, they do drama.
Yeah. Well, I got nothing against LeBron saying to, management, like, hey, we need some help here. Like, he's a leader of the team. Like,
okay, shouldn't Luka be saying the same thing? You're not building around Luka. Yes, they both have the switch.
Yeah, but I mean, LeBron, but LeBron's still the team captain. Let's be real.
What's the goal?
Win.
Okay, so if LeBron's saying this is what it's going to be about to win, I don't think it's all about LeBron. He's talking about all about the team. Lucas should be on board with them, and they should be saying, yeah, let's get some help here. Well, they don't have a terrible record.
Well, Luca's first language is in English. So that's why LeBron's got to be the one to pass out the message.
Was Luka on Hooga time?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever the case may be. But you know what I'm saying? Like, when you hear that talk about, well, we need this, well, we're building around Luka. We're not building around LeBron. The common goal is to win. You know, and
Yeah.
if you all you got is if you got like I heard
Well, maybe Luka's afraid to speak up because he's worried he's going to get traded again.
No, I heard Big Perk he put it best. He goes, the problem with the Lakers, they don't play enough D, which is true.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, what are you going to say about LeBron? LeBron's still going to come out and give you 20 a night. What do you have the other night? 19 and 10. And he doesn't play Olay defense. He could play better defense. But when the game's on the line, he shows up. His feet don't move as good as he did when they were 21. But, I mean, if you got a LeBron on your team as his present productivity has, you got a good player on your team.
Oh,
you
for
know
sure.
What I mean? Come on. What are you talking about? But the Lakers are going nowhere anyways.
But LeBron got another milestone this week. Passed Karl Malone as the oldest player to record a triple-double on Thursday.
Yep.
And the Lakers 124-104 win over Dallas at 41 years old and 44 days old. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists.
Okay, at 41?
Yeah.
Okay, so now he's going to play another season. Okay, when do we start saying, like, where? Oh, we won't even go there. We won't even go there. I'm just talking about LeBron's place on the Pantheon. I find as he's going out the door in the last couple of seasons, people want to take shots at him all the time about this, take a shot at him about that. Let's just we're going to be sad when he's gone.
Yeah.
You know?
You paying attention to All-Star game this weekend?
No, I was watching a little bit to the All-Star celebrity game with all the people out there because it seems like they're having a whole bunch of fun. You know what I mean? That's all. But no, I'm not paying attention. Why should I pay attention to it? You don't give a shit about us, so we're going to care about you.
I'll probably just watch the 3-point contest tonight. That's it.
Oh, yeah, that's on the games tomorrow. Yeah, there's nothing else. Oh, no, they'll have Olympics on tonight.
Yeah. Well, the replays tonight, yeah.
Whatever. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I won't be watching it. The NBA's just pissed me off so many times this year.
Anything else for basketball?
No. We'll keep our eye on it. I can't wait for the playoffs.
We'll move it over to baseball, where pitchers and catchers reported to Dunedin for the Blue Jays on Wednesday for spring training.
Yes, they have, haven't they?
The rest of the team reports on Monday, but it was no shortage of Blue Jays news this week as outfielders Anthony Santander, they announced he's going to be out 5 to 6 months with labrum surgery. Just another reason why that contract was no bueno, as they like to say.
Okay, keep compounding. Keep giving me the good news. Continue.
Shane Bieber dealing with forearm fatigue. He will not be ready for opening day. The Jays are not short on starting pitchers, though, so that's the good news.
But
Bowden Francis to get surgery for torn ulnar collateral ligament, will miss the entire season.
Boo!
I'm not exactly crying about that one.
I'm not either, but I thought he was
going
to take but I thought he'd be a rise up guy. He's only 24.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Eric Lauer gets $4.4 million in arbitration, so it's good that he's back. The Jays
most
trade
disrespected Blue Jay.
Okay. The Jays trade outfielder Joey Loperfido to the Astros for Jesus Sanchez.
What's up with that?
I think they just want to get another bat in there.
Who says Loperfido can't be that guy?
Well, I thought his defense wasn't that great.
Sanchez is better? Have you seen this Jesus guy lately?
Jesus.
Oh, I phonetically it caught me off guard. Okay, Jesus Sanchez. Who is this guy? I have to look him up. I thought Loperfido had a future here. I like the way he played. I just thought he'd have to work his way in the lineup. Houston must know something because they brought him right back. We got him from Houston. What is going? Don't you think it's a weird trade? If it had been any other team with a player like that, I'd be going, okay, maybe they see something here. But you're trading the same team, back a player to get a different player. I don't know. Doesn't that seem odd to you?
I don't know. That seems like a response to Santander. I think they trust Sanchez more than they do Loperfido as kind of an everyday guy.
And they're both left-handed bats.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so I'm wondering, is there an age difference?
Well, Sanchez, sorry, he sounds like he has more experience. So
I thought Loperfido, I like the guy. I still think that he could be doing something, but I don't know.
We'll see.
So is that because? Is it a good thing that Toronto's keeping 7 outfielders that are 27 years or older?
What do you mean 7 outfielders?
Into camp right now, they got 7 outfielders. They're all 27 years old or older.
Well, one of them's going to be glued at DH. We know that.
Okay, if you want to call it that. Okay, so now that this trade just caught me off guard. All these things have gotten weird for the Blue Jays after a World Series season in this respect. First of all, I did not want Tucker. I said that on record. We didn't want Tucker, so we didn't get him. So we didn't get those at-bats. Okay, whatever happened with Bichette happened with Bichette. We didn't get that bat. So my taking was, well, we'll get our 25, 30, 80 out of Santander. Oh, gee. He's not going to be back until July or August. He's a slow starter, so we can pretty well write off 2026. Whatever we get out of this guy's bonus.
Well, we have, oh my God, the Japanese guy. We got
okay, I forgot his name. So we got to hope we get 2075 from that guy. Okay, because now all we have to hope for is, when you look at it though, okay, Bichette bat's hard to lose. That's the one that we're really losing.
Okamoto, that's his name.
Okay. Look, that bat's hard to lose, the Bichette bat. You know, the runners in scoring position.
Won't miss his defense, though.
Well, it doesn't matter. Well, whether there, his defense was mediocre to average, but the bat is, come on. Runners in scoring position, the RBIs, protection in the order. I don't know how we're going to replace that. Okamoto.
Him striking out all the time.
Not all the time. Come on, don't kick him because he's
down 0-2 in the count.
Stop it. The guy, we're going to miss him. Like, you know, remember?
I don't miss him that much.
Oh, you didn't miss Marner either, but that's.
We got to the World Series without Bichette.
Kinda, sorta, but he hit
we did get to the World Series without him.
We hit a huge home run in the game that could have been the difference in him winning or not if the bullpen had held up. But that's not my point. What we got to hope for is there's no serious regression, because if you say 27 or older, most of these guys in baseball conditions are considered in their prime. All these guys can play defense. I said last year, if we use the platoon system properly with this pitching staff,
we're going to do the same.
So we're going to do this. So what are we worried about? We got a better pitching staff. Okay, the defense is going to stay the same. How much regression? So remember my mantra last year was just hit 3% better. Remember those days?
Yeah.
Hit 5% better. What did we hit?
So you're asking them to do that 2 seasons in a row?
No, because we hit 50% better. So I got way more. So all I'm trying to regress is only regress 3%.
Okay.
Only regress 5%. And we're still good with this pitching staff. Right?
And we could just control people's,
We're there. Look at those. I'm Mr. Look at I was this way last year. We got to the World Series. I didn't find a lot of you mofos talking like me last year, and I'm saying the same thing. If we keep this in line, we will be a contender, as perhaps we're going to be a little bit better.
Well, I would just say the Jays are going to have to rely a little bit more on pitching this year. And
we got it.
Well, and Barrios apologized to the team, so he's going to be back, so I'm glad about that.
I hope that everybody kissed and made up.
It sounds like they did.
Okay.
He admitted that he made a mistake.
That's a good thing.
Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on. And we could use him, because I heard that his arm is strong. It was his first time in his career he had arm fatigue or whatever.
First time he was on the IL in his career.
So if he comes out and gives us those 200 innings with the average, if he gives us an average Barrios season, since he's been, except for last year, which he was still going pretty good until the injury.
Wow.
But anyway, if he gives us like the average Barrios season, that's a good third starter, good fourth starter. Everybody in the league is going to want that, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, look, would you rather have him or the $18 million that Boston spent on Bassett?
Oh, well, I'd have Barrios.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Baltimore
signed Bassett.
Okay, so now
1 year, $18.5 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sad to see him go. Okay, but now
last week you were saying you wanted him to
if we could sign him, we could sign him. I would say that I wasn't going to complain if we could use him. We're going to use him, but now for the $18 million. I'm not really worried about it, because we still got to see what we got with this Tiedemann guy.
Tiedemann.
And there's this other kid now that Keegan Matheson brought up this week that I never even heard of. Another guy that came up, wasn't Yusevich, but was moving along in the same way, and he's in camp right now. So we should be able to leave camp with better pitching than we left with last year, which I thought was going to be one of our stronger points, which wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so here we are. So the bottom line is I still think we're going to be a contender.
Yep.
And I still say we could win the division. Who has gotten that much better? Garrett Cole is coming back. Oh, the Yankees signed so-and-so.
Yeah, I'd still watch out for the Yankees.
Oh, you always got to, but are the Yankees going to be that much? What did they do to improve their defense? Nothing.
Well, they have Aaron Judge, and again, Garrett Cole's going to be back healthy.
Okay, but still, defense wins game. What did the Red Sox do about their defense?
I'm not worried about the Red Sox.
I would be. The team that I'm worried about the most is the Baltimore Orioles.
Really?
Yes, because all those kids just had a little bit of a fall down. They picked up some pitching. They were considered...
I don't know. Well, isn't Jackson Holiday hurt to start the season too?
But I heard he'll be back by May.
I don't know. Their young core, I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith in them, to be honest, last couple of seasons.
This is where they got to show it now or not. Because this time last year, a lot of people were picking them to win the division. A lot of people were picking them to perhaps maybe.
Yeah, we wore egg on our face because of that.
Exactly. I don't think I had them as high as everybody else because I hate Baltimore anyway.
I thought you had them winning the division last year.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh God, I was that ridiculous, wasn't I? And, no, I did have them making the playoffs, and I had them. Did I have them winning the division?
I thought you did because me and Pick had the Yankees, and you were making fun of us if I recall.
You could be correct in that because I thought Baltimore's pitching was going to be better, which fell right off the cliff, which they tried to resume. But they've got a lot of holes, and I don't think they're any stronger than the Blue Jays. Even though that young core all reaches the greatest seasons of their careers next year, they're still going to be in a dogfight.
Yeah, you had Baltimore winning the East.
I did, eh? And they fell right off the cliff. But that core's got to be there. That's why I say they still scare me. That's one team that's got me worried.
Do you think they have the pitching?
They picked up some guys, but their pitching was supposed to be good enough last year, was it?
No. No.
And what have they picked up enough? No. Is their pitching staff look as good as the Jays? No.
Yeah.
So, but
I think Baltimore's going nowhere. I'd be worried about Tampa Bay being sneaky.
They're always sneaky.
Yeah, there you go.
So I don't know.
They showed flashes last year, like in June, whatever. Like,
well, what to me personally is going to go back to the traditional way baseball is. The American League East is the toughest division in baseball again. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's been a lot of talk about why some contracts took longer to get than other contracts, and guys are suddenly being signed every day, getting all those guys that weren't those extra pitchers and batters that are getting around. Every time the ticker goes by, someone's signing. But did you notice how short the contracts are? Is that due to the fact that everyone's worried about the strike next year?
No, I think it's just last minute contracts. Like, there's less money to go around. Oh, we need you for this for now. Take it or leave it.
But I thought that was going on all in free agency because in this last couple of years, it's showing them there's been a bottleneck as the season has started as why people don't want to pay these guys. And nobody's getting the big long-term ones. Except for the Kyle Tucker, which I'm glad we didn't pay for that contract. I think that's going to come back to bite him. If the Dodgers want to be that crazy with their money, let them be.
Well, we gave Dylan Cease a lot of term, too.
Okay, well, then he's Dylan Cease.
Still, 7 years for a pitcher, that's not nothing.
I think that Dylan Cease was raised higher in the 100 best players in baseball in Major League over Kyle Tucker, so I'll take that. No, I don't know if that's true, but in any event, I think it's a different market, personally. Yeah. You know what I mean? Dylan Cease compared to Kyle Tucker?
Yeah.
Different. And how quickly did we sign Dylan Cease?
Oh, right away. Yeah.
Weren't we talking about Baltimore having trouble? Why?
Yeah, pitching.
And we were saying Yankees. Aren't you glad Garrett Cole coming back? Why? Jays are in good shape. Not as bad as people are worried about.
Around the league, Pirates signed Marcelo Ozuna to a 1-year deal. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Me too. A guy that sat out there for too long. That's my theory.
Yeah, it was good hitting.
Good hitting. Like 5 years ago, that guy would have been signed already.
I don't know if it's enough to get not
Scooble.
What's his name? Skeens to like a 500 record, but
no.
Tigers reunite with right-hand pitcher Justin Verlander on a 1-year, $13 million contract.
The Detroit Tigers right now are living on the edge.
Well, this is like their last shot, basically.
Okay, so here's the most interesting thing about the Detroit Tigers. Their starting rotation, now that they got Buddy from Houston, who went there because of A.J. Hench. Think about that connection, okay? Their rotation, they've got him, Flaherty, Scooble at the top. Verlander does okay, and they got 2 or 3 other guys that look like they could slide in with the Jays. What do the Tigers do? They're all in, aren't they? They have to be, right?
They have to be.
Absolutely have to. Now, what happens if they're not all in at the trade deadline?
Well, I mean, that's still so far away.
That's going to be one of the storylines of the year. No, they're going for it. 100% unadulterated. They're going for it. But, sometimes, like, look at Baltimore last year. They were going for it, too. What happened by the All-Star break? Baltimore didn't go the way you planned. If things don't go all the way that Detroit has planned, the Scooble talk will be insane by the All-Star break.
Oh, yeah.
Just insane. Just putting that out there.
I don't know if Javi Baez is going to have another season like he did last year.
And all the other guys is the same. It's kind of like the Jays situation. All those guys that showed that they were good players. As long as they don't regress too much or they get better. Like the Riley Scott. What's his name? The guy, the outfielder? Riley, what's his name?
Riley Green?
Riley Green. The catcher gets better. They got guys. None of those guys are old. They're like the over 27.
Sure.
That thing there. So, and I always like the Tigers. That's why I'm talking about them, and I hope they do well.
So we're running out of time here. A couple more quick things. The Phillies released Nick Castellanos. He had $20 million left on the final year of his contract, although I hear that he's negotiating with the Padres as we speak.
You hear why he's gone?
Why?
Bringing beer in the dugout.
Really? That's like Red Sox stuff with John Lester and...
Well, I wasn't playing, so I thought I'd bring some beers into the dugout. Yeah.
Chicken wings too? Or?
He didn't have any wings, but he had that bag of beers. I went, what are you doing? Well, I'm not playing today anyway. I'm like, Coach.
Oh, Jesus. Quickly about the banning sign stealing. So first and third base coaches will now be required to stay in the box until the pitch is thrown. This apparently was being enforced in Game 7 of the World Series, though, too.
When I think about it, I remember they were yapping about it because remember, what's his name? Our third base coach kept taking 3 steps around.
Yeah.
Our guy was the worst. When you think back on it, he was obviously making that turn. But I think that this is very weird because I did a little deep dive into this, too. And the way the MLB put it, we understand that people are trying to get a competitive advantage. What are you saying is cheating's going on? It's never going away. We're just trying to avoid some of the cheating by making the guy stay in the box. That's a pretty cool, good way of saying that's baseball.
I mean, like, at the same time, like, should these guys just have been in the box anyways? I always thought that was a little silly. Like, they had that box there, and the guy, and everyone was just ignoring him. Like, well, what's the fucking point?
Well, the thing is, like, they all got hand signs.
Yeah.
He takes 3 stands down. They've already been studying the pitcher.
Yeah.
Like, they're all studying things. Okay, oh, he went here. Slider. Signal. No, slider, second base.
Right.
Thing. And what does that take? A nanosecond?
Yeah.
Bang. That's how easy it is. And if you're trying to do that, then Cito Gaston, who is a sign-stealing Hall of Fame of all time, they said that's a competitive chance you're going to get. That's why I thought that the memo from the Major League Baseball was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because it said, oh, by the way, we know shit's going on.
Yeah.
We're just trying to curb it.
Well, that's what the league's got to do. So Jays begin Grapefruit League play next Saturday versus the Phillies in Dunedin.
Here we go.
Yep. Anything else for baseball?
No, but I'm really looking forward to it because that's a sign that maybe some of this snow in my front yard is going to disappear.
It will soon. Don't you worry. We'll take this into a little bit of a F1 little section here. So first round of Bahrain testing went on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's another round that's going to be coming up this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Lando being a little bitch again tells Max he can retire if he doesn't like the new cars. Someone at McLaren or on his team has just got to tell him, like, buddy, like, just shut the fuck up. Especially when it comes to Max.
Think Max will run him off the track once this year just because?
Oh, if he gets the chance. Lando was the fastest on day 1 by 1.29 seconds over Max. Leclerc was the fastest on day 2 by over a half a second over Lando. And Kimi was the fastest on day 3 by a quarter second over teammate Russell.
Yeah, that's interesting, eh?
Well, I mean, you don't know what setups they're running, what fuel loads. And
exactly. Tires.
Yeah, everything, yeah.
I heard the fuel load's a big part of this, eh?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't understand that right away. Like
everyone's sandbagging right now.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Another new thing that I learned about, well, we'll do it this way so they'll think this, and we'll do it this way so they'll think that. That's why F1 is F1.
But if you look at the betting odds right now, like George Russell is the favorite.
Cool.
Yeah, because Mercedes, a lot of people are expecting big things from them this time around, as am I.
Good.
Aston Martin in trouble, not getting many laps in. They're behind the 8 ball.
What's their problem?
Lawrence Stroll, Mr. Well, I won't go there.
Okay, but you could.
We could.
I just heard, another thing I heard about them is that they had problems actually getting shit that they wanted to the site.
Yes.
Like, what's that?
I don't know.
When I heard, like, everybody got their shit and, Pure Later didn't show up. Let's call FedEx. Oh, they're still in the air.
Yeah.
Like, you're F1. When I heard that, I thought that was a joke.
Adrian Newey's start as team principal, not off to a great start.
No, but isn't that one of the things that's, like, some of their shit didn't get in time or something?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. They wouldn't say what. What is it? A piston? Is it a tire? I don't know. They just said that there was some principal factors involved in running the car were not available to them at this particular time. And I go, is that like not getting bacon on your pizza? Because when they talk F1, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, even like the Spain testing that happened a couple weeks ago, they got a car like on like the last minute. They didn't even have time to paint it. It was like a pure black car that they sent out there. Yeah,
I seen that. I thought it was kind of cool. Because it was testing. When I seen that, I thought, you know what I
That's
thought
my
it was?
pet peeve with F1, though. Too many teams with black cars. Like, everyone looks the same. I hate it.
But when they had the car out there like that, I thought it was a prototype at first. And technically it is.
Well, yeah.
Technically it is. But I find this stuff absolutely hilarious, like the nuances of oh, you did that? You're running $1 billion corporation or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else for F1?
No, but we're looking forward to it. It's getting closer every day.
Yes, it is. And we will take this into our closing and trivia. Once again, Stephen, thank you so much for the trivia question. Ready to go?
Yes.
All right, another Olympic theme one. Which two athletes have the most medals in Winter Olympic history?
Oh, God. I think it's 13, isn't it? Is the number 13?
I don't know.
Oh, gee. It's someone from Norway or one of them countries. Norway, Austria, one of them.
I thought, like, Clara Hughes was up there.
Maybe we're not paying enough attention to that.
Because she won medals at multiple Olympics.
Give her a call.
Yeah.
I'm clueless. I just think it's like a Hiskinen, Neckinen skater dude.
Wasn't there like an American short track speed skater that
Eric, I think his name was Eric Hayden. He was way up there.
Yeah?
I'm going to go with him.
Eric Hayden? I'll say Clara Hughes.
I'll say Eric Hayden.
Okay. Marit Bjorgren has 15 medals, or she has 14 medals in women's cross country, 8 golds, 4 silvers, 3 bronzes.
Wow.
And Ole Einar Bjorndalen, 14 medals, 8 golds, 4 silvers, 2 bronzes in men's biathlon, both Norwegian.
Okay.
So yeah, you were on the money there.
Yeah, and because you know what? Every time they come up with them, they talk about these people's resume, and I go, "What? They did what?" But you know what? That's another thing about the Olympics. The fascination is that we only pay attention to it once every 4 years. But the people that are in these disciplines have their world championships every year, and
it's a 4-year cycle for them.
Yep. And you know what? When I see these people break down with pure tears of joy or tears of sadness, you understand the emotionality of it. You put that much into it.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? Anything else you want to talk about?
Just where are you looking forward to the most this week?
Michigan and Duke.
Ooh, today?
No, it's
tomorrow.
I think it's next week. Yeah, a couple days from now. I'm actually looking forward to every time Canada plays.
Yeah,
they've got me hooked. Hook, line, and sinker.
I'm excited for that Canada-France beatdown tomorrow.
8-1. You're saying 6-0. I'm going 8-1.
No, 8-0. 8-0.
8-0. You know,
with Darcy Kemper in net.
Hiskinen's going through the motions here, except for this game.
Yeah, this is like the only game that Italy really hasn't shown up.
Exactly. Well, guys, I guess they know it's over.
It's not over though, because every team makes it to the knockout round.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Now these guys are rolling up the score because now it's going to be differential. Finland could end up being number 1 now.
They're probably going to, they beat Sweden, so yeah.
They're going to be, with the goal differential, they're probably good. Ooh, that's kind of dirty. In any event, as usual, I want to thank everybody that listens. As you say, please give us a subscribe. And that's including the people in my neighborhood.
Hey, yo, subscribe.
Subscribe. That's exactly what I say, subscribe. And one more time, even though we were making jokes about it at the beginning of the show, I hope each and every couple that goes out tonight and has a good time has a very happy Valentine's Day, including you and Radhika.
Thank you very much. Even though we're not going out tonight, but...
Busy.
Busy with work, and then we have a baby shower tomorrow we have to go to, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll have your opportunity. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we're going to do something low this week. Yeah.
To your mom and dad too?
Not that they do shit, but
neither do we either. It's just out there.
Anyways, thank you so much for listening.
Yes.
We appreciate you. We love you. Stay tuned. I got the F1 preview coming up. I got I got a couple other things coming up too that I'm going to be posting up. We should have videos soon on the podcast. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
I got the light out. I got the light. Got it ready.
I just need to get a tripod, and I think we're good to go.
Most importantly of all, go Canada!
Go Canada!
Number 1, ass kick, please. Make it no questions asked.
Hopefully, by this time next week, we're talking about a Canada final for gold medal.
Yeah, it's on a Sunday. It's week Sunday. Yes, we will be talking about it. Anything else, my friend?
My name's Andrew Milani.
My name is Cruz.
And what do? We keep the vibe alive. Do you have a question that's just burning you up inside? Send it to thehousетhathappens@gmail.com and we'll answer it on the air. We release new episodes weekly on Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, and Boomplay. You can follow us and see clips of our show on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.